What is your American dream?
My American dream is that, we have peace and equality for all. That we stop this border walls. Don't build walls, build bridges, as the Pope says. And I go along with what he says. That we open the doors to America, not just to special people.
I'm pursuing my dream that I've always had since I was a child and never could, which is to be a full-time musician. So I am living my dream.
I have my American dream. My father came here with $35 in his pocket. He died a millionaire, so that was my American dream.
My American dream. Take the lotto.
My American dream is to bring Little Italy back to what it was and to continue doing what we're doing.
I feel like my American dream is to be able to make art that represents all of America, not just the white middle to upper class America, so that people can see themselves represented and can see themselves as American and feel like everyone has a place here.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Oh man, the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie is out! Holy moly! I remember playing this when I was a wee pup! Let's check it out! Oh, there he went! Oh, this looks great! There he is! Wow, that's amazing! Wait a minute! What is this? His teeth look ridiculous! His teeth look like human teeth! Hedgehogs don't have teeth like that! I should know! They're part of my ilk! Let me explain, Brad Squad! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie! And the trailer just dropped! But look at old Sonic! He looks as surprised as everybody else about those teeth he has! They look quite human! And we all know hedgehogs are not human! So Brad Squad, I don't know what the CGI people were thinking! Because, in case you didn't know, hedgehogs, they do have a lot of teeth! They can have up to 44 tiny teeth! And they even have incisors and premolars and molars and everything! But their canine teeth are different! They're much more like vampire teeth! I mean, they got little fangs! And this guy, he doesn't have any little fangs, so he looks a little creepy. I mean, nobody seems to be upset about the fact that he's blue, because I've never really seen a blue hedgehog. But I guess people are okay with that, but not the teeth, because everyone's having real feelings about this. You should see the tweets. People are not happy. Yeah, people are mad because Sonic has better teeth than they do. Ha 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 ha. I think that's pretty funny. You know, Sonic's obviously very close to an orthodontist because Sonic looks like he had braces when he was younger. Somebody spent some money on that smile. Ha 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 ha. Man, I would love to know Sonic in real life. It would be so cool to have a friend who could just curl up in a ball and then get your enemies. Or like go really fast to get you some pretzels and come back. And he's got his buddy the fox who flies with his tail. I mean, I got a tail, but I can't fly with it. That would be so cool. Well, anyway, I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to go see Sonic the Hedgehog as soon as it drops in the Noka Theater. Because I'm a fan of marmots, because I am one, and marmots need to stick together, animated or not, human teeth or marmot teeth. Anyway, did you miss yesterday's episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, yesterday, April 30th, was the 44th anniversary of the fall of Saigon. And Brad spoke to a man named Hugh Nguyen, who fled the fall of Saigon with his family in 1975 when he was only 7 years old, one day before the fall of Saigon. And he's Amerasian, and he came to America, and he's built a very successful life. However, he always thought about his U.S. GI father and didn't know anything about him. And so, through some research and Ancestry.com, he finally found some answers. And we're going to find out what he found out on today's show. So don't miss it. It's amazing. And now is the time you've all been waiting for. It's time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-host Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy. I wonder if I could just do a curl in a ball to go wee. I'm going to leave that to Sonic. Ha 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 ha.
It's Hump Day, May 1st. My name is Brad Bernstein. This show is Brad Show Live, and the people next to me are Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias.
Yes.
How are you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
Great.
It's the best day of the week, Brad.
I'm going to tell you something. This whole Sonic the Hedgehog, I don't think I want to see the movie now.
No.
Yeah, I saw the trailer, and I grew up playing
100%.
Sonic the Hedgehog
Right.
on Sega Genesis.
Right.
I grew up watching the cartoons early in the morning, and that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah, because this, as Kim said, that character looks like a baby in a jumpy.
Yeah,
In a
it looks like a
onesie.
man in a onesie. It
Like
looks
a grown-ass man.
Like a grown-ass man in a blue
little person.
onesie.
Yeah.
Have you seen Avengers?
Yes,
I have not.
I have.
Don't ruin it. The surprise ending.
I am not. I have not.
Oh.
But people have gotten beaten up in offices and online. Have you seen that?
I have seen
I did
that.
see
Yes,
that.
people
Somebody's
are getting,
like,
people
somebody
are getting
has a
beat up.
case.
You know, I don't know what could possibly happen. I mean, what is the surprise ending other than the bad guy dies, right?
I do have to say, I will say, I woke up before having
haven't seen it.
So I hadn't seen it yet, and I'm a Marvel crazy person. I had not seen it yet. And I woke up to the headline that said a man got beat for revealing the surprise ending. And I got pissed reading that headline because I'm like, how could you reveal it was a surprise
Right
ending?
now I'm waiting for the surprise. I want to go beat up that newspaper reporter, right?
So y'all didn't know it was like a surprise at
I
the
mean,
end.
it's an ending. It's obviously going to be a surprise ending. It's not a spoiler. You're not going to see the
Damn.
ending coming.
I have not seen it yet, but I heard it's like 3.5 hours or something.
3 hours, yeah.
because
I
they
heard
have
it wasn't worth it
they have
all
all-
that time.
They have all these celebrities in it, so each celebrity needs their screen time, I guess.
Right.
Which is why you can't tell Robert Downey Jr. Sorry, you only get 5 minutes of screen time. This is a 2-hour movie.
Right.
So they got to spread it out to 3 hours because they got so many stars, I guess, right?
Well, and they've had so many storylines. Like, this was the culmination.
Don't say anything!
No, I'm not. But I'm saying this was the
I
culmination
thought you were about
of
to
10
blow it.
years. I would never.
Because I would
Don't
jump
spoil the
out
endgame.
I don't know
of
nothing
my
about
seat
it.
right now.
I would not.
I would jump out of my seat right now.
Are you?
Brad-
You're a big Avengers fan?
No,
I was going to say, you haven't
like,
even
I'm
seen
surprised.
I could absolutely care less.
Yeah, because I could care less too.
Right. I mean, I'm still upset that Richard Pryor got caught by Superman 25 years ago in Superman 3. Remember that movie?
Richard Pryor?
Yeah, he was the bad guy in Superman. Maybe
He
Superman
was?
2 or Superman 3. Yeah, with Christopher Reeve.
Really?
Yeah, Christopher Reeve was Superman before he
I
got
do
paralyzed.
remember Christopher
and
Reeve
Richard
was-
Pryor,
I didn't know
think
Richard
it was
Pryor.
Superman 3. It was very upsetting. I'm like, I love Richard Pryor. Why did they make him the bad guy? And he was like this computer genius who learned how to steal pennies from this big company, and he became very rich.
Was it good?
No, it was terrible.
Oh, damn.
Right. Only the first Superman was good.
What's killing me a little bit is that the largest week in media basically has just happened. We had Game of Thrones, the craziest episode, 10 years worth of waiting on Game of Thrones happened this weekend.
Never watched it.
It's amazing.
Marvel happened this weekend, the Avengers happened this weekend, and I got no one to share it with. The
Yeah.
entire world is watching except you two
Sorry.
gentlemen that I have to talk to.
And I'm talking about a superhero movie from 30 years ago that got terrible reviews.
Right.
Somebody bring out Richard Pryor's villain and Superman.
I have some strange...
I just cannot with you guys.
Let's say hello to Cece Mitchell, Dionne Watson, Deb Assassins, Jessica Libby, Joelle Bay. Best all ever. Right?
Ooh.
Better.
Bay?
Bay is not best all ever. Bay is
No.
better than anyone else.
No.
Before anyone else.
Started as before
Anyone else, but it's better than anyone else. That's how I know it.
It's not
now.
really an
It's
acronym
before
anymore.
anyone else, but it still means better than anyone else.
It could be
Could be
that
either
too.
one.
I just don't feel like it's an acronym anymore.
For me, it's bacon and eggs. That's the only bay I know.
I need that on a t-shirt.
Dionne Watson, how are you? Abigail Taylor, Patrona Collins, and Sean Boone Jr. popping in.
Hey.
Janet Brown, Tamika Nelson, Dawn Harriet, Jeff Mosey saying hello and goodbye, I see. Tamika Nelson, and who else we got here? Levante Tucker says squad up family and happy hump day. Fearless Michelle says squad up rad squatters.
That's right.
Yeah.
Who's Fearless Michelle?
Fearless Michelle.
Was that used to be somebody else?
I don't think so. I
this
think
new?
she's popped out of the comment closet.
She has popped out.
Yeah.
She's probably been watching
She's
for
been
a while.
watching for a while, I think.
I think when she was not commenting, her name was Timid Michelle.
Right.
And
now
now that she's commenting, she changed her name to Fearless Michelle. And welcome, Fearless Michelle. Patrona Collins and Christy Consali, Carol Anderson, the Tiger, Ma Dukes, and Lisa Bling Rose, I'm seeing in the comment section, and Tanisha McNabb. Lots of people today. Maybe because it's Hump Day. Ramona Hazel.
Yeah.
Ramona Hazel.
Ramona Hazel.
Wait a second. I know something about Ramona Hazel. You want to know why?
What do you know?
Because we're going to feature Ramona Hazel in the Brad Squad Spotlight. That's right. We learned a lot about Ramona Hazel today. If we can get the Brad Squad Spotlight up, we could actually tell you about her. There it is. Brad Squad Spotlight. We're going to learn about Ramona Hazel today. So Kim, did she slide into your direct message?
She did slide into my DMs looking.
So Ramona Hazel, who we know on Facebook as Ramona Hazel, she doesn't change her name. She was born and raised in Jamaica until she immigrated to the United States in 2017, and she is a recent green card holder and permanent resident of the United States. So welcome. She's 36 years old. She is married. She has 2 boys, 21 and 13. Wow, she had the boy at a young age, 21 and 13.
Yeah.
Wowee. When I was 36, I think my kids were babies.
Right.
All right. Babies.
Yeah.
My kids are still not 21.
Right.
And I'm 50.
Right.
She considers herself a down-to-earth and funny person that enjoys reading, cooking, dancing, making others smile. Sounds like me.
Oh.
Except I like to eat, not cook. I like to talk instead of read. I like to watch people dance instead of dance, but I do like to make people smile.
So
not like me at all.
like you at all.
She heard about Brad Show Live from her mom, who's been a longtime fan and urged her to join the squad. And Ramona says, I am so happy the day I joined. Brad Show Live became my second family. Thanks, guys, for all the informative information daily. Love me some Brad Show Live.
Yeah.
All right, Ramona, way to go. And Willie L. Williams, going back to saying hello to everybody else. Willie L. Williams saying hello. And Tanisha McNabb, Cordella Douglas, I see in the comments. And Diallo Telly Tabara. And he or she is writing directly a question we'll get to in a little bit. On YouTube, Ja Love, Tate, Carol the Top Cat, Tigress 2 Anderson, Cayenne Powell, Talcy Carter, Lame Ray God. Lame Ray. I'm sorry. Lame Ray, not Lame Ray God. He's not, or she is not calling herself a God.
Right.
It's just Lame Ray and saying, God help me going for my N400 interview tomorrow. Really, you should have just said, Brad, could I hire you? Go with me on the N400 interview. Ruthie Cutie, Angela Rawlings, Talise Carter, how are you? We'll get to your question. Overcoming. Back it up, Rookie. Back it up, Ricky, saying good evening, everybody. Mohammed Tankara and Errol Townsend. How are you all? And by the way, I had to get on the scale again today because I started the Brad Challenge. I'm going to see it to the very, very end.
Okay.
All right.
And today, I am proud to announce we are asking people to lose 10% of their body weight, including myself.
Right.
I've had a bit of a trouble. Maybe we can get the graphic going a little bit.
Right.
And there we go. And I've been asking people to join me on my quest to lose 10% of my body fat. And today I got on the scale and I was a total of 176 pounds.
Whoa.
So yes, because
So you went down.
Yeah, I went down a lot because yesterday all I ate was salad, a granola bar, and a small piece of fish.
Wow.
And that held me for the most part.
Yeah.
Held me, and some coffee.
Nice.
And some coffee. Right. And that held me for the most part.
The entire day?
Yeah, that held me for the most part.
Oh my God.
And so I am now down, I believe that would make me down about 2% of my body fat or so. About 2.5% of my body fat.
Okay.
And I'm getting there slowly, I'm recovering from the Easter Passover break. And you know who's joining the Brad Challenge? Marge Higgs, Tamika Nelson, Cordella Duck. By the way, Tamika Nelson said she was part of the Brad Challenge.
Yeah.
And yesterday she was rubbing it in our face and she was going home to have some dessert.
Right, some hominy porridge.
Yeah.
So I feel like
she's out.
She said that she stopped as soon as she started.
All right, I got to take her off the Brad Challenge.
Wow.
Is she off? I got to take her off.
I got you.
You got a pen?
Boom.
Yeah, all right.
Tamika, are you off
now,
the Brad?
Tamika Nelson, I'm crossing her out. She is out of the Brad Challenge.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
Because she's eating porridge and she's blasting
But you had
over.
a bad weekend too.
But I said I'm continuing. She said I'm off the Brad Challenge.
She said she was done?
She said she was done.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, Carrie Ann Wallace. Anybody else done? Angela Barrett, Cece Mitchell, Tanisha Walker, Kennedy Roy, Jessica Leamy, Princess Black with Coco Chocolat, Carlos Estrella, Rude Boy, Danette Gray Downer, Duchess May, Rodrigo Silva, Lisa Bling Rose. Who's in and who's out? I had a bad stretch, but I was holding on by a thread.
But
Yeah.
And now I came back. So I've lost in a little over 2 weeks now. A little over 2 weeks, I've lost 4 pounds.
Roseanne Martin is the only one to have updated so far on her. She is not participating and said, "No gym over here."
and Carol Anderson, the Tiger, she says, "You better finish that challenge. I'm watching." Oh, wow.
I like Levon. Levon said, "Everyone makes mistakes, Brad."
That's
I like Levon.
Now, some of the lifestyle benefits that I can gain from losing the weight.
Right.
I can gain this by losing the weight.
Right.
Is a more active social life, greater confidence, because I don't have enough confidence in myself. Okay, I would need more by losing weight.
That's a thing you feel like you struggle with, Brad?
That's
Your
probably,
confidence level?
Well, according to this, this card, apparently I would gain more confidence.
You're gonna gain more of it.
More of it.
But I don't know if it's that. Can we do a reverse Brad challenge?
A reverse.
Okay. And by the way, we didn't get any pictures of Ramona up. Let me finish this. Better sleep, improved energy, improved sex life. Everyone could always use that.
Right.
Improved vitality and a better mood. I think I would get in a better mood.
Man.
Right.
A
And
better
by the way, in our spotlight, which we seem to still be having a little technical difficulty, we now have the pictures of Ramona Hazel.
Whoa.
There she is.
Oh my
There
gosh.
she is. There she lucky husband.
Right.
She's married?
She is married.
Damn. Look at her.
Look at
she
her.
She's down to earth and funny at the same time. Loves reading, cooking, and dancing. Look at her.
All right.
Look at her. Wow, with the selfie there.
Okay.
And she's very happy she joined. We love Ramona Hazel.
gosh,
Yes,
gorgeous.
we do.
Oh my God.
Wow, what a fierce queen. We have some fierce queens.
Yeah, you need.
We do.
In our
I'm
Brad
going to tell you
squad.
something. You need to be a confident man to marry her.
Yes.
I think you gotta be a
Her
confident.
husband lost a lot of weight, I'm sure. He has to have a lot of confidence to marry her.
I feel like so far, every man in our Brad squad better have a lot of confidence just talking to these women.
That's
because
true.
he's living our
I'm going to tell you
Wow.
something. Every Brad squatter, I mean, we don't have any ugly ducklings so far.
No.
No.
Right?
God,
They're
no.
all very pretty women,
Are you
right?
kidding me?
We do not
Tens across the board.
Right. No, I'm serious. I mean, I wouldn't say anything. I would just think, okay, very lovely.
Right.
Let's move on.
Right.
I'm telling you, we've all had really pretty women time
Yes.
and time again.
Yes.
Brad, all
Nobody got hit with the ugly stick in our squad so
Nope.
far, right?
All
Nope.
I'm hearing is you saying, I can't wait till we host our first Brad Squad pageant. And I'm telling you, I'm telling you to not
Kim,
go crazy
Kim.
with it right now.
All right, Kim. So it is Hump Day, everybody, and Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias is going to tell everybody what they need to do to help us reach as many people as we can, because there's a lot of people itching out there for Hump Day news. Please share it with your friends and family. Belgium Kim and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias going to tell you how to do it.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everybody on Facebook, I am waiting to see how many shares. We are at 35 shares on Facebook. I need you guys to triple that within the next 15 minutes. Let's do that, all right? Everybody share right now. And in order to share, all you have to do is press that little arrow where it says share, And you can share it to people's pages, you can share it to groups, and you can actually share it to people's inboxes. And so that's what we want to do as well. We want to share it to anybody's inbox. You guys can also make a group of friends from your Facebook pages and just make a whole group in the inbox and just send it to them like that. Everybody gets a ding. So also, we want you guys to interact. We want you guys to like, love, sad face, smiley face, laugh face, wow face, whatever you're feeling. We want to make sure that you guys show that on the video, and also, of course, interaction. We definitely want you guys to keep talking to us. We love all the interaction that you guys got going on, especially when we talk about different news. We want to hear what you guys have to say, all right? So now also, we are doing that new thing called a watch party. And in order to do a watch party, all you have to do is press that share button and go down a couple notches down, and then it actually says start a watch party. And that's a fun way to actually start a watch party. It sends a ding to your entire friends list saying, hey, I'm starting a watch party, you guys come in and watch with me. So that's another way to get our show out there, and we have to make sure we have to do this together. Remember, we are working together to get this show all over the world, all right? And it only starts with you. We could share so many times. This is you guys. This is your show, all right? So we want to make sure that you guys share. All right, and what are we gonna do on YouTube?
And on YouTube, before I tell you guys exactly what to do, I'm gonna hijack this moment for a hot second and be a very good little sister and wish my eldest brother a happy 40th birthday, because in Belgium, he turned 40 6 minutes ago.
Hey.
So happy birthday, big bro. Now, on YouTube, what you guys need to do is make sure to share the show by clicking that share button. Right below it, it'll say copy link. You copy that link and then you paste it, going crazy everywhere. I literally want a paste craze happening on your phone. I want GroupMe, I want Textra, I want WhatsApp, I want Twitter, I want Instagram. I want that link absolutely everywhere, because that's how people are gonna know what you're watching and to come join you in all the fun. Also, make sure to let people know that you're the one watching too by leaving stuff in the comments. They'll see your name. Make sure to talk about what we're talking about, how we're thinking and feeling about stuff. You know it's hump day, so you know things are gonna get crazy. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit that little bell so that you get a notification every single time we go live, because you never know exactly what time we will go live. But you know what time it is right now. It's time to schmooze with Brad. That was a decoy.
Schmoozing with Brad. Schmoozing. We get a smooth.
Well, I couldn't, because of how I structured that sentence, I couldn't go, it's time to schmoozing with Brad.
Yeah, it's time we go schmoozing with Brad.
Okay, we need to
put a verb.
Am I saying that right?
You need to put a verb.
Schmoozing.
Schmoozing is an adverb, so you need to put a verb in front of.
Right. Or because I'm thinking so fast, I could just go, it's time to schmooze with Brad,
but then
and
that would
people
be the
extrapolate.
Verb. Right. You can extrapolate, but it's an adverb. It's called schmoozing.
It is an adverb, and it's called schmoozing.
Yes. Happy, by the way, to everybody out there. It is Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So happy Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. That is a tongue twister. And that
Asian
is a
American and Pacific Islander Heritage
Happy
Month.
Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. It is a celebration of Asians and Pacific Islanders in the United States. The month was chosen to commemorate in May. The first Japanese who immigrated to the United States was on May 7th, 1843. And it also marks the anniversary of the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad on May 10th, 1869. And it was the Transcontinental Railroad that basically connected California with the United States, which was east of the Mississippi at that point. And that is what allowed people to go immigrate to California and eventually made California the biggest state in the country. The Transcontinental Railroad was started to be built by Americans. They didn't have the know-how, and they brought the Chinese immigrants in who had the know-how, and was the Chinese immigrants actually, you know what their know-how was?
What?
Blasting through the mountains to make the tunnels for the tracks, because the first idea was that they were going to do the train over the mountain.
Right.
You know, like she'll be coming over she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. You know that song?
Yes, but it was a horse.
But it was a horse. But it could have been a train too.
Not an entire train.
It could have been a train too, and but unfortunately they couldn't go up and around the mountain, and that's when they brought in the Chinese workers, and actually it was the first immigration laws for the Chinese workers. The first immigration laws that were ever put into place in the United States of America, if you want to know a history lesson, was to limit the amount of Chinese workers that were allowed into the United States to build this railroad, and it was called the Chinese Exclusion Act.
Wow.
And that was the first immigration laws ever in the United States of America.
Really?
And it all revolved around this train.
Wow.
She'll be coming around the mountain, but they went right through the mountain. They blasted right through.
Smart.
You should be an immigration attorney with all that knowledge.
I know.
That's crazy.
And this entire day was started by President Jimmy Carter. Since then, according to this card, Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders have finally gotten their mainstream due with such films like Crazy Rich Asians.
Mm-hmm.
You like that movie?
That was a good movie.
I thought it was a dumb movie.
Oh.
What?
You know, I'm not going to lie. I've seen that movie with basically every other culture.
Right.
Like My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Right.
A bunch of Nigerian movies where the rich family comes and the poor family comes and they hate each other.
Like each other.
Yeah, I've seen that 100 million times.
I've seen that in real life as well.
I've seen it in real life as well too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that makes it good, but I've seen that movie. But it was good to see it for Asians. So
right. And
good for them.
I will say this is one of the only books I get to use this very pretentious line.
Yes.
It wasn't as good as the book, which I read.
Ah,
right. I read that
you actually
book.
read that book?
The whole words on the entire thing from cover to cover.
Really?
Swear to God, I read it.
Well, I want you to know something.
Do you read that much?
Yeah. I want you to know, I read once the entire Chinese Exclusion Act.
Oh, gosh.
And then I watched a documentary on it. The movie was much better than the actual book of reading it.
You know what, Brad? That's probably the only time that applies in all cases. The movie always better than the book.
Yes. Unfortunately, yesterday, another shooting.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's just, it's almost like you're immune to it. It's like numb. You're like, oh, another shooting.
It's
I
sad.
you know what? It's like I didn't even stop my day much to go check it out. I don't even really know what happened. I know it was at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Campus police disarmed and apprehended a suspect. His name was Tristan Andrew Terrell. He was a former student.
Oh my God.
He had a handgun. He flunked out of the school. And this was during final exams week. And he went into a classroom where kids were taking their final exams, started shooting. 4 were hurt, 2 were killed, including Ellis Parlier, 19 years old, of Midland, North Carolina, and Riley Howell, 21, of Waynesville, North Carolina. The injured students included Drew Picaro, 19, of Apex, North Carolina, Sean DeHart, 20, of Apex, North Carolina, Rami Al-Murandan, 20, of Shilat, Saudi Arabia, and Emily Hoop of Charlotte, North Carolina. 3 of the injured are in critical condition, and hopefully they'll pull through. This guy is a 22-year-old former history major who was most recently enrolled in 2018. He was charged with murder. Nobody knows why he did it. Nobody knows why he did it. Nobody understands why he did it. Nobody gets it.
Right.
And we'll never understand why people flip. The kid who shot up the synagogue over the weekend.
Right.
Nobody expected it. They said, and he even admitted at the police station he just became very angry and radicalized within a very, very short period of time.
Wow.
So if we're never going to be able to know who it is that's going to walk around with a gun and start shooting the place up, maybe let's limit the access to guns.
Absolutely.
Then if they want to shoot up the place, all they're doing is taking rubber bands.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Or they're taking a baseball bat and swinging it
I'd
angrily.
rather that.
Okay, but they're not shooting people.
The fact that the shooter doesn't even know that
Why
he's
he
about
did
right,
it.
he did it. That right there.
But what is amazing is that he has easy access to guns.
Yeah.
And I think you're absolutely right. As long as you can walk in to any Walmart or any gun show and walk out with a firearm either that day or 2 days from now, and all you got to do is wait, there is no reason. There's no safety for that. I don't understand how we can keep going like this.
You know what? And people say, well, gun owners have a right to own guns. You know, they have a right to hunt. They have a right to protect themselves, but I also have a right to not live in America in fear.
Right.
I have a right to send my children to school and have them come home alive. So whatever rights they have to the joy of killing Bambi, and for sport or protecting themselves, that is outweighed, as far as I'm concerned, by the fear and the death and the violence and the injury and the utter psychological injuries of people who weren't even there have to worry every day. Is this the day somebody's going to come into my place of business and shoot it up? Is this the day that I'm going to go to synagogue every time, or church, or a mosque, and the rabbi or the pastor says, close your eyes and make a prayer, and I'm closing my eyes with one eye to make sure nobody's walking in with a gun.
Absolutely.
Right. I do want to say, Sankei White says, don't they have campus security in question mark? If you've been to a university, you know that universities are very, very large. And yeah, they'll have campus security, but you could easily go into any classroom.
You can walk in anywhere.
And it takes literally 10 seconds to shoot 6 people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, campus security can't be...
What is campus security going to do?
And they can't do anything more than call 911 most of the time. So...
I think this is one of those times. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and in Parkland, if you remember, in Parkland, they had security.
Yes.
Exactly.
And the guy ran away.
Yes.
He ran away.
Yeah.
Your life or my life
Exactly.
at that point.
He ran away. So all the security does is it's window dressing.
Of course.
That's what it is.
It's window dressing to make it look like it's safe.
Right. Yeah.
But it's not safe.
Of course
They're
not.
the ones who...
It's not safe.
Who just use a walkie-talkie and give, maybe write you a ticket or say, hey, don't do that. Don't walk on that grass. That's what campus security does.
And quite frankly, you know, they say it's a constitutional right. Well, the Constitution was written in 1776.
Thank you.
Okay.
When there was bow and arrows, and you were able to put one bullet in a gun.
In a musket.
Right.
And you had to go like this, you know, boom, you know.
And it was also written when members of the British militia were showing up at people's houses on the daily and just showing up and taking what they needed.
Right.
So of course you needed a gun to protect yourself from the British militia. This is maybe the European in me that comes out, but I don't understand, as a European, the Second Amendment in any way. The right to a gun is not a right. That's not like of the human rights we have. The right to owning a firearm is not one of them.
You have a right to life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness.
Absolutely.
You don't
freedom
have,
of speech,
right.
freedom of religion, of press. Absolutely.
Right.
Privacy with no unreasonable search and seizure. Sure. A gun is not a fundamental right.
It's like saying I have a right to a car.
Right.
I have a right to a cannon.
Right.
I have a right to... You
don't.
I have a right to carry a nuclear weapon around with me whenever I feel like it, just for my protection.
As a country, we still have the debate of whether or not everyone has a right to health care. And we can put that subject to the side and say, but the one right we can't argue is people's rights to guns. Blows my mind. Maybe it's the European in me, but blows my mind.
No.
Blow up the entire Second Amendment for me.
Belgium Kim, you can't. I couldn't have said it any
Sorry, I'll
better than
stop.
that. And with that, Willie L. Williams said the rest of my cards had to do with Donald Trump. And Willie L. Williams said, "Please no Donald Trump today."
Yeah.
So that will be the only time you hear his voice, his name, his likeness, his orange face.
Right.
Because we got more important things to discuss.
We do.
Yes.
We have more important things to discuss. And what we have important to discuss today, it's called Hump Day News. Hump Day News. It is Hump Day News. Yes.
Prepare.
It's Hump Day.
So apparently Mike Pence went to the USS Harry S. Truman Harry S. Truman was a president of the United States. He's the guy who dropped the bomb on Japan.
Right.
They now named a ship after him.
Right.
An actual aircraft carrier.
Right.
Pence went to give a speech on this aircraft carrier.
Right.
And the U.S. sailors were instructed by the military to clap like we're at a strip club to greet Vice President Mike Pence. The aircraft carrier's senior enlisted sailor ordered the exotic welcome before Pence arrived Tuesday. Lieutenant Commander Laura Steger said in a statement, "We can confirm that this statement was made by USS Harry S. Truman Command Master Chief to Truman's sailors prior to the arrival of the Vice President. The statement was inappropriate and the issue is being addressed."
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a hump day?
This is not hump day news.
That's not hump day. I was about to say,
Where's the hump day news?
The erotic welcome?
Well, I don't know. Let's see. Where's hump day news? Here was hump day news. That's
you have.
It was all mixed up a little bit.
This is a pretty mild hump day.
Yeah. We've been having issues with the FCC. They said we had to tone it down a little bit. But you want to know what, Belgium Kim?
What?
I say screw the FCC. Let's get into some real hump day news here. So, apparently, Yonathan.
Of course.
A man went out with his girlfriend. This was on the BBC 3 station. Unlike BBC 1 or 2. 3 gets a little raunchy.
Right.
Okay. He went out with his girlfriend, and we'll find out his name in a second. He's Tamawa, is his name. And he lives in England. And he went out with his girlfriend for 5 years, but because of their Christian beliefs, he was never able to have sex with her.
Okay.
Because
So
of
they're
his Christian
staying
beliefs. Right.
celibate till marriage.
Celibate till marriage. So
Smart.
Tamawa and his partner Wunmi. And they didn't know how to have sex when they got married.
Okay.
So they appeared on BBC's Sex on the Couch, which sees couple visits therapist at a specially constructed clinic to discuss their upcoming wedding night.
Okay.
So Tamawa made an embarrassing confession during sex therapy with his fiancée when he admitted he thought women peed through their clitoris.
Oh, okay. Nope.
The pair met in a Bible study group when they were teenagers, and Wunmi admitted she was wowed by Tomiwa's intelligence. So due to their strong faith, the couple have abstained from intercourse for their entire 5-year relationship, and Virgin Wunmi wanted to ensure she was fully prepared for what was to come after they say their vows in a Nigerian ceremony in 5 months' time. Does this happen a lot in Nigeria?
Depends. Just depends.
During the session with sex therapist, Tomowa revealed he had sex before but wouldn't call himself experienced by any stretch of the imagination. So he was not a virgin, but she was, but they abstained for 5 years.
Right.
All right, I'm waiting to get to where this gets exciting.
Okay.
Okay, I think this is where it gets exciting now. When the pair were presented with a vagina puppet to get to know the erogenous zones,
Oh my God.
there was a vagina puppet.
That's
unlike our groundhog, okay? But we give the full groundhog, not just the genital parts of the groundhog.
He's not a puppet, Brad. He's a groundhog.
Yes. They made a shocking confession. And that's when he said that he thought that women peed through the clitoris.
Oh my God.
When discussing what they envisioned for their first time, Tomiwa joked that in an ideal world they'd have super amazing sex for 10 hours. Lady,
that's not how that's
going. 10 hours.
Have you ever been on an elliptical for 45 minutes? Okay. Right?
That first time she's going to be lucky if it lasts 10 seconds.
Have you been on an elliptical for 45 minutes?
She said 10 hours.
10 hours.
10 hours. No, well, yeah, it's not the same as an elliptical, but still, girl, it's
you're going. Listen, I mean, this is not having sex, but your arms are flailing, your hips are moving.
It's very tiring.
It's very tiring, lady. 45 minutes, and you're not done. Guess what? Time's up.
Guys are like, would you agree
with that?
Right. That's setting him up for failure.
Oh my
I wish
God.
I could have seen his face when she said 10 hours. I would have looked at her like,
she's going to be so disappointed. She's going to be so disappointed.
Yeah, and he later said that while his first night is very important to him, he's not expecting too much because they're just getting started.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So meanwhile, KFC is getting into the Mother's Day campaign. It's featuring a sexy Colonel Sanders and it's inspired strippers called the Chickendales.
Get out of here.
The
Chickendales.
Chickendales.
Yes.
Instead
So
of the
Kentucky Fried
Chippendales.
Chickens. Here it is.
What?
Here it is. Yes.
My
New ad
God.
campaign, and it's all about chicken strips. The fast food brand is making the most of its hot Colonel Sanders, putting out a new commercial in which the now buff Colonel Sanders, he's lost all his weight. Apparently
Wow.
he has done the Brad Challenge. One of the ways of competing in the Brad Challenge is you don't eat Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Right.
That is probably the worst. That is probably, I
Look
have
at
to
all the
say,
Chickendales.
the worst fake advertisement I've ever seen in my entire life.
Facts.
Yes, look like Colonel Sanders and eat Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Right.
No, I don't think so. It's
Well,
more,
they do have grilled.
It's more like look like Colonel Sanders, look like Brad Bernstein maybe, but not buff Colonel Sanders.
I got so. What do the Chippendales have to do with chicken? I just don't know how
Chickendales.
Well, it's chicken strips. That's what it is. But that's a lie
Okay.
because if
chicken
you're
strips,
eating,
like chicken-
Colonel Sanders did not
That's
get that
actually
body
funny.
from eating Kentucky Fried
Okay.
Chicken.
That's
Wait,
actually funny. The chicken
but wait,
strips.
did you hear what they
but
did with the
strip
Colonel
too.
Sanders though? Because I saw
No.
this like a month ago. So this guy is real. The guy in the video is real. However,
What do you mean real?
However,
Like real, like
the
gray?
no, like the other pictures that we showed, that is a CGI Colonel Sanders. They redid Colonel.
one?
This is not a real human. This is completely CGI.
What's CGI?
That like designed. It's a special effect.
Oh, it's not a real human being.
It's not a real human being.
What?
It's like the sex dolls, but in like he's not real. It's completely designed on computer.
Wow.
This guy is real. He's a real Chippendale. But
Right.
yeah, they redesigned him.
Chickendale.
No, he's a real Chippendale.
Oh, he's an actual
wait a minute,
Chippendale?
so what's fake? So
Chippendale.
what's fake? So what's fake?
The person in the other ads, like
Why'd they do
in all
that?
of their print ads at Colonel Sanders on Instagram,
Is all fake.
Is all a completely
That's crazy.
edited CGI Colonel Sanders. It's crazy.
Well, for Mother's Day, they the rest of the video they go on to perform a sexy dance routine, stopping only so the dancers can say things like "I love you, Mom." You're a real special mom. Really sexy to mom.
That's right.
It's the whole thing is really creepy. And then
Yeah.
just when the ad reaches Bizarro World, the dancers are all of a sudden suddenly dressed again, but this time they're wearing chicken, biscuit, mashed potato, and coleslaw costumes.
Get out of here.
I'm not getting out of here. This is my show. I am not leaving. This is my show, man.
LaVon D. Tucker said, "Okay, Mr. Steal Your Grandma."
Right. This doesn't make me want KFC anymore. Does it make you?
That's what I don't understand.
Oh,
it's
I was-
like I see this, and no part of me is like, some fried chicken sounds good right about
No.
now. Like that's not how I'm feeling at all.
At all.
But thanks, KFC.
All right, so we found probably the dumbest man on Tinder.
The dumbest
Man on Tinder.
Oh my God. Okay.
Or the bravest man.
Okay.
Okay, and we're gonna need to know from Brad's squad.
Is he dumb or
Is
brave?
he this the dumbest man on Tinder?
Okay.
Or is this the bravest man on Tinder?
Okay.
So I guess Chris is the woman. Is that correct? Chris in this story from
No,
Pennsylvania?
Chris is the man.
Chris is the man.
Yeah.
He's from Pennsylvania. He took to Twitter over the weekend.
Yeah.
Where he posted a snap of matching shamrocks that he and his date Kennedy had tattooed on them. Kennedy. Captioning the snap, Chris wrote, "My Tinder bio was just trying to find a Tinder match to get matching tats with. And today I was feeling impulsive and actually went and did it." So what happened was Chris is the single man. He shared a snap of his and Kennedy's exchange where they both admitted to being impulsive when it comes to their tattoos. So in the end, Kennedy convinced the girl, Chris, to get matching four-leaf clover tattoos for each other, but they never yet met.
Oh!
Okay.
Hell
The
no.
results quickly went viral where Chris's tweet received over 32,000 likes and dozens of comments. And although many social media users are now rooting for the couple to make it all the way, one realist remarked, This is going to be a great story or a horrible reminder. One or the other.
No kidding.
And we don't know if they even ever made it on to a second date. So now, having matching tats before you even meet, dumbest move ever or bravest move ever? Belgium Kim.
I'm not totally team dumb.
I'm team dumb.
I'm not either.
But here's why I'm not totally team dumb is because you made this like decision, but at the end of the day, if you guys don't become anything, the tattoo is more a symbol of this really cool risk you took, not like this one girl I went on a Tinder date with. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, that was a time I was.
See, I would look at the tattoo and be like, what the hell did I do that for?
Well, yeah, see, like personally, I definitely wouldn't do that.
No,
like,
I wouldn't.
But however, I feel like, however, they found some type of attraction to go on and do that. So I say more power to them.
Well, Levante Tucker says, brave as fuck.
Yeah, it is brave as fuck.
Brave stupidity, stupidly brave. Yeah. Brave either way. I agree.
Yeah.
Now the question is, would you guys do it? Like we can all stay here and be like, oh, I kind of get it. But I would not do it. I would never do it. You wouldn't do it?
I wouldn't do it. But then I would want the Brad Squad to actually think about the first time they met somebody they were like just deeply in love with. It was like, yo, love at first sight. And what you have done, crazy stuff that you have done for people that you just like fallen in love with.
I have done crazy stuff.
Yes.
Okay, but I've never permanently marked up my skin.
But that's because
of somebody I don't know yet.
Right.
But I've done crazy stuff. I've traveled long distance for dates.
See,
that are people I've never met before.
Other countries.
But I'm saying,
countries.
Honestly, that's almost the same thing, because if you already have had tattoos and tattoo is like a part of your whole like thing, like you like tattoos, you getting a tattoo matching someone else isn't really that big of a deal.
That's right.
Right.
You know, the reason why it's just out of the pocket for you is because you would never have a tattoo.
You're not tatted, right.
But the fact that you traveled thousands of miles to meet somebody that you ain't never even met, or like
that's
you don't
crazier.
even know. That's crazier.
Because you spent way more of your time and money than that tattoo dude who spent the $50 getting his shamrock tattoo.
Yeah, but I figure if I traveled, at least I got to see another country and I got to see something and have an experience.
And just like with him doing that tattoo, now he has a story to always tell his friends, like, hey, I just did this crazy shit.
All right, so then I'm in the brave as fuck category.
There you go.
Changed my mind. I have changed my mind.
I gotta be real. This conversation in no way went the way I thought it was going to go when I saw this story this morning.
Yes, it's a good way to find a date on Tinder, that's for sure.
Right.
Let's go get tats.
Meanwhile, Dominatrix, she's a little mad in Brooklyn, New York. Charlotte Taylor, Dominatrix in Brooklyn, New York. She's a little angry because she spent $15,000 building out her dungeon in her apartment, only to be forced out by neighbors who said she's bringing a lot of weirdos to the apartment building.
What?
Wait,
yes.
so
she got clicked out. She claims the dungeon has a strictly no-sex policy and is simply about being kinky and having fun. However, neighbors are unhappy about the disruption. What is this no-sex policy, but you can be kinky and fun? What do you do? You get tied up, you get whipped, and then you leave?
That's 100% accurate, Brad.
Absolutely.
Yes? That's a thing?
Yes.
Why would you do that and get all turned on and then say, okay, that there's no sex?
Because that is their turn on.
That's the turn on.
That is their turn on. That's a whole different
That's the whole
group
thing.
where they could climax from getting whooped and tortured.
Whipped and tortured and then say, gee, thanks, gotta
That's
go.
it, and they're good with that. That sucks, though.
Well,
you spent all that
Charlotte's
money.
neighbors claim her business is damaging the area and strange men are constantly hanging around the street. The 30-year-old Charlotte, the dominatrix, says they're not strange men, and all her customers are being harassed. She said this is not a sex club, like some of the neighbors are suggesting. Sex never happens here. This is just a place to be kinky and have fun. We primarily teach men and women about BDSM, which stands for
I never knew what BDSM stood for.
Sadism and masochism.
It stands for bondage,
dominatrix, sadism, and I forgot what the right. I couldn't remember what the B was.
So wait, so can they kick her out for that?
I don't know. Let's find out the rest of the story. Charlotte's an immigrant from Brazil. Damn it, they're kicking out the immigrants again. Yeah, they explain that her dungeon contains a number of items, including a throne, a crucifix, and hundreds of sex toys, but there's no sex going on there.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
That could happen.
Yes.
One of Taylor's biggest critics, the biggest critic, is 58-year-old Lori Miller, who has lived in the same building for more than 40 years. And this 50-year-old said, this is a residential street, and now we have weirdos and perverts hanging around the block waiting to go in there for whatever it is that they're doing. I don't care how people get their kicks. They can swing from the ceilings, all I care, but I don't want a business like this on my street where I live. I mean, some of these guys are really creepy looking, and that's what really bothers me. Some of them send you spidey sense tingling. So I just have one thing to say to Miss Taylor, and that's bye, Felicia.
She said that?
Yes.
Oh my... Lady, you need to get a life and mind your own business. This woman is trying to run a business, and you're out here yelling at the people on the street?
Yes. Apparently, this Lori yells at them, and she says she's going to keep yelling at them until they're all gone. So now Charlotte has launched a GoFundMe campaign to help her with the moving costs.
Aww.
Do we want to help the BDSM dominatrix move?
This is the thing.
What? She needs $5,000 on her GoFundMe to move her dungeon.
She should be able to get that from her little customers.
So all her customers can have kinky sex.
Yeah, I definitely believe that she should be able to do that, but I do understand, you know, if you've lived there for 40 years, and they are very different. Those type of, you know, customers, they are very different. So to have them there, and like, you might, you know, as a woman, you might be afraid for your safety and stuff like that. So I get where they coming from. She just needs to get like a, I don't know, like an industrial building in Brooklyn or something.
Why doesn't she sell like some of her S&M outfits on the Real or something? She'd probably get some good money for it.
She would get some good money, but then that's like her business.
But right, then she has to sell off parts of her business.
Right.
It'd be like you having to be like, well, just sell some desks so you can hire more lawyers. Like, I need my fucking desks from my lawyers.
Yeah. I feel bad for her. She needs to get like.
Did you just drop an F-bomb on the Brad Show Live?
Fourth one we've dropped today.
This was not the fourth one we've dropped.
It actually
is.
It's Hump Day. You're allowed. Only on Hump Day.
I do want to ask the Brad Squad, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
If you guys lived in that building, would you be okay with somebody like your neighbor dealing with people like this, having a business like that right under you, or would you just not care?
Wait, because this is really important distinction. This woman had the townhouse. So the angry neighbor is the building over.
See, right.
Okay, but let me ask you this question, okay? What if it wasn't a BDSM?
Right.
Okay. What if it was a deli in the basement?
Exactly.
Okay. Would you want to live in an apartment building where it's a 24-hour deli and people are walking in and out into your building, down the stairs to a deli?
I'd rather it be a BDSM.
You'd rather, right? No, I'm saying, but maybe it has nothing to do with the BDSM. I'm just thinking, would I want a commercial?
Like that it's a business.
No.
Would I want a business in my apartment building?
No. That's not it.
What?
Because her main argument was that they are creepy people.
Yeah, that they're nefarious.
Yeah, okay, I understand
That's fair,
that.
but what you're saying
right,
is fair.
Right. I'm just thinking, I don't know if I would want any business there.
Oh.
And
you know, because
gotcha.
I want my peace and quiet. I don't want strangers walking in and out all day long, whether they're creepy
This is
or
true.
they're well dressed.
And I think I would wholeheartedly agree with you. If the community's problem was we don't want businesses in this community, that would be fine. We don't want businesses because we don't appreciate how you sexually express yourself in the comfort of you or someone else's home. Get out of here. You don't get to dictate where those people live or run their business. Come on.
That's true.
Jessica Leamy says, I wouldn't give a flying fuck what someone else is doing.
Thank you, Jessica Leamy.
That's the fifth F-bomb of the day.
I love that.
Exactly.
But I love that. You know, we have a lot of Brad Squatters that feel, you know, different.
Yeah.
Carol Anderson the Tiger says, no, I wouldn't live there. Willie L. Williams says, wouldn't care. You know, so.
Ramona Hazel said she'd be mad as hell.
Yeah.
So we're really split down the middle on. Now, I think the other huge thing is the noise. Like for me, is it super? I don't really
Well,
care the kind of
I'm
people
sure-
that are coming, but is it like, are they throwing ragers and raves and there's like crazy noises coming out of there?
No, because
all night?
like it's just
that would be my only.
Yeah, but then you could put. I'm sure she
Soundproofing.
soundproofed everything.
Wholeheartedly agree.
You spent $15,000 at your dungeon. I'm sure you have at least a soundproof.
Soundproofing.
I don't know.
Look
Soundproofing
at
is expensive. I'm just thinking about this. Soundproofing could be very expensive.
It's true. If she's got a whole St. Andrew's cross up there, that's already a couple grand.
Poor lady.
Can you imagine if you live above it? Can you stop the whipping? I'm trying to sleep already.
Dumba Sow, just walk away. Yes, neighbor,
Yeah.
go back in your house
Right.
and mind your own damn business.
All right, and finally, Facebook has come out with a new feature.
Okay.
Belgium Kim and Yonathan Elias. And it's a new feature that will help people connect with their secret crushes. Facebook announced yesterday that it wants to match users with friends they're secretly interested in. So the new feature, it's called Secret Crush, will be part of Facebook's Dating, a separate product within the main Facebook app that is being tested in 20 countries. They're trying to take over from Tinder. So with Secret Crush, users who have opted into Facebook Dating can create a private list of 9 specific Facebook friends they want to explore a romantic relationship with. If their crush has Facebook Dating, they will be notified that someone has a crush on them. And if your crush adds you to the secret crush list, then it's a match. If the people on your secret crush list do not add you to their own list, no one will know that you have a crush on them or even that you opted into Facebook Dating. So it is really a secret crush unless they both crush on each other.
Yes, I'm here for it.
You're up for that.
Yeah. You're not?
I gotta be real. I think that this is yet another feature that Facebook is instilling that will continue to ruin marriages in new and different ways in this here millennium of ours.
It will ruin a lot of marriages. This is probably turning more into Ashley Madison than Tinder.
100%.
Right? It's going to be like a hookup thing.
Exactly. Now
Right?
I don't even need to
And
I can just
nobody
put you in a list.
and nobody would know.
Exactly.
And nobody would know.
Snap, because you don't have
Yes.
Tinder on your
That's
on your
right. You don't have
phone.
your
Regular
phone.
Facebook.
Nobody knows. Nobody even knows you're on Facebook Dating. All of a sudden you put Belgium Kim or whoever
Right.
on your list.
Right.
Right. And Belgium Kim has no idea. She doesn't respond. I'm married, which I'm not. But if I was.
But what's the difference between that and just going into someone else's inbox and just saying, hey, I think you're cute?
Because the difference is that you're embarrassing yourself.
That's true.
Okay,
That's
So now this,
true.
you're just shooting your shot.
Here, you're
And
not.
they
like,
won't know unless
right.
They won't
shot their
know.
shot too.
You're both either coming together
Right.
or not. So
I
it's-
see
so
exactly
it's-
what you're saying.
So it's like almost like, you know what? We're both going to DM each other at the same exact moment.
Right. It's just like Tinder in that you don't know that you've both swiped right unless you both swipe right.
Correct.
But
So it's different than a poke.
It's
so
different than a poke.
Poke on Facebook is, well, I mean,
poke-
it kind of isn't that different because
a
like
poke, they know.
they know,
they still know
they
who
get the
you are,
notification
yeah.
that you got poked.
'Cause it's just
also,
I don't even pay attention to pokes.
I don't either. I think
it's
that's dumb.
2019. Are we still poking?
No.
Yeah, I don't pay attention.
No.
I've been poked in years.
Haven't you?
Well, Belgium Kim, it is Hump Day Wednesday. Maybe it's a good day to get poked.
Someone poke me. Just so I know it's there.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to the pokes. I have so many that this is but
He has. We have
no.
different issues.
no, nobody pays attention. I like this though.
Yeah.
I do like it.
I think
I like it because if you're single, it's it's an easier way to actually go on and talk to your crush.
Well, for us in the United States, we're unfortunately not going to get it.
Oh,
It's right now being tested in Canada, Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, and Thailand, and in 14 new countries, all in South America and Asia over the summer.
Why wouldn't they do the U.S.?
Why would they?
Because it's too big a rollout. If
Yeah.
you're testing it, you're not going to roll it out to 250 million people. That's a tough rollout.
All right, so that's our Hump Day news, ladies and gentlemen. Brad Squatters, we got to get into our immigration show. This is a variety show, or so
Yes.
I'm told, right?
Yes.
A variety of topics.
Yes.
Belgium Kim and Yonathan Elias, please let everybody know that we're about to get into our immigration questions and let them know to share or tell them Don't let them know.
Right.
Demand.
Demand
it.
Rrr.
Demand sharing.
All right, you guys, I'm putting my foot down with you guys right now. I want you guys to share, and you can do that in any way you see fit. You got a couple options. The first one, share it into people's inboxes. Just send them a DM. You don't have to do the Facebook crush thing. Just send them a DM, and it's like, yo, I'm watching the show right now. Check it out. You're going to get free answers to all your immigration questions by the super lawyer sitting next to her. Also, second possibility, you can share it into groups that you're a member of or onto your own timeline. You should be doing that anyway. And third, this is a fancy new feature. You can always start a watch party. Those are all under that share button. You can start a watch party. It will send a notification to all of your friends and start your very own comment thread just with those people so you can watch it on your own with your people. Make sure that you let us know everything you're thinking and feeling. I've been loving the interaction we saw during our Hump Day News family. So make sure to keep that going and make sure that you have liked and subscribed and followed whatever you need to do. You have liked and followed us on Facebook and hit that little bell because that's how you're going to get notified every single time we go live. Yo-yo on YouTube.
On YouTube, you guys are also going to share. We need you guys to share just as much as Facebook because YouTube, we're really growing with our subscribers and we need that to keep going because that's exactly how we can get the show out, man. That goes worldwide. So share. You can literally share from YouTube straight into any social media that you have. You could go into Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. But most importantly, what we want you guys to do is copy the link and send it in a WhatsApp group. A WhatsApp group of people that you think might be beneficial to this or to the show or just entertain or know people that might need help as well because we want to help people. That's the main reason why we're here, right? We want to help. And also, everybody that's watching, there's 87 people watching on YouTube right now. We have 9 thumbs up. I need you guys all to press that thumbs up right now. Let that go up. I want y'all to fire it. Fire them thumbs up. All right. Yeah. And everybody, please subscribe and press that little bell so you can get notified anytime we come on. Interaction is also key because we will be going to social media questions after this segment, but this segment is first. And this segment is when you guys call in and the guru, Brad. Oh, Colonel
Sanders is not going to be answering your questions today.
I'm getting answers to your immigration questions.
All right, we'll be giving out chicken wings and immigration answers today.
Chicken strips.
All right, Sammy's been waiting 50 minutes here from Brooklyn. Sammy, how are you?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good, Brad.
What's going on?
I've been listening to your show for a long time, and I really appreciate what you're doing for the immigration community.
Great, thank you.
I have a question. I have a niece. She came up in November, but when she came up, she left her baby. And now she went down back to Jamaica now, trying to get her to come up with her baby. What should she do?
How did the niece come up to the United States?
Her grandmother filed for her.
The grandmother filed for her mother, who she was under 21, I guess, at the time. And
yes,
she
sir.
had a baby, so it doesn't go down 4 generations. How old is the baby?
Baby's like around 8 months.
Okay, and this is her first entry back into the United States after she immigrated?
No, the mother came up the other day, but she's back in Jamaica now.
Okay, she only came up once, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, she should be able to file for the child, an I-130, and get a parole to bring the child into the United States while the child is waiting for a green card. What the law says is if you have a child under 2 years and you have 1 entry or less into the United States, you can bring a child under the age of 2 to come in to be paroled into the United States. You got to do it at the U.S. Embassy. She may need help with an immigration lawyer, but it's possible. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's go to Manny in Brooklyn. Manny.
Hi, Mr. Brad. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Thank you. First of all, thank you for what you're doing for us, man. Like, frankly, I like your show, and every day almost I'm watching your show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have a question. Like, I granted asylum, and I have green card through asylum.
Right.
And soon I will apply for citizenship. But like, while I'm reading the application for citizenship, it say like, have you ever been arrested before or something like that?
Have you been arrested?
Yeah, I mentioned that. I mentioned that in my asylum case, and this is why I based my asylum case before.
Okay, so you were arrested for some political reason, right?
Reason, it's 4 days, no charges, no
So
fine,
then,
no
so
nothing.
then tell the truth again. You were arrested, yes, but they know about it. It's not
No,
a big
my
deal.
question, my question is like when I applied for a green card, the guy who prepared my application, he answered all the question. No, I didn't get arrested.
No, but that's incorrect. So what you need to do, when you applied for your green card, he answered no?
Yeah, the guy who prepared the green card application, like I looked for it, he said everything no.
All right. Well,
but
then,
now
then,
in the citizenship,
that was the basis of your adjustment, was the amnesty, in which you claimed in your amnesty application that you were arrested, correct?
Yeah, and the asylum case,
so then what you need to do is you tell the truth on the citizenship, and then if they question how come you said no in the immigration, based on what I'm hearing, is it was a simple error, and it's not like I was trying to hide anything from you, because you knew the whole story about my arrest from my asylum application.
So this is what I have to tell in my citizenship, right? Right?
Correct.
I don't need to hide it, right?
Do not hide it. No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. So because like I want to
you may want to have a good lawyer fill out the forms for you this time.
Yeah, of course, because the guy who prepared my green card application was like organization, like he work in organization. He do it for me free. So I was. It's like that's why I'm confused in my citizenship.
You want to tell the truth, and you may. What I would, if I was your lawyer, what I would do is I would have you sign a simple statement that I was arrested, and I explained my arrest in my asylum application. It's thoroughly explained there. I explained it in my asylum interview. I orally testified about my arrest. I explained it in my asylum application on one form, on one application that was prepared by a lawyer. They checked off no when it should have been checked off yes, but I never hid anything from you. You knew all about it. There was no misrepresentation, and I'm just correcting the record from the previous application, and I'm telling the truth here on my citizenship. And I think that would be
so. This statement I attached with my naturalization with my citizenship application.
Yeah, because I think even on the citizenship application, it says if you were ever arrested and the answer is yes, it says explain. So that's your explanation anyway.
Yeah, but there's no problem. They will not revoke my green card, right?
No,
because of this.
There was no misrepresentation. Based on what you're telling me, I mean, you may before you file your citizenship, you may want me to review everything. So what you understand happened and what you conveyed to me is what happened. I'm basing my advice, I'm basing my advice to you on what you just told me, not what it's in an application.
I just moved to Brooklyn, so to New York. I'm going to call your office to take appointment with you, please.
Okay, hold on 1 second, okay?
Thank you.
All right. He doesn't have to call because he just has to hold on. Let's go to Tanisha in Atlanta. Tanisha.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Okay, I have a question for a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Her baby father is a green card holder.
Right.
And he's going in for an interview for his citizenship soon.
Right.
But he wants to get married to her. She's in the U.S. now, like 8 months on her visitor's visa. So they want to know what they should do.
Go get married as quickly as possible. If they're living together, they should get married. If they plan on living together, go get married, whether he's a citizen or not. He's going on a citizenship interview. When he goes on a citizenship interview, all he has to do is come and say, oh, by the way, since I filed my application, I got married. Here's the marriage certificate. Here's the information about my wife, whether she's in status or out of status. Nobody's coming for this person anyway. And he'll become a citizen, and then you're going to file an adjustment. But the reason why you want to be married is the longer you're married, the easier it is to prove a valid marriage. And perhaps if you're married for more than 2 years before you get your green card, you only go through this process once, not twice. And of course, always get married, because what if your husband never becomes a citizen, or your friend's husband, or whoever we're talking about? At least, you can get your green card through a permanent resident. It may take a little longer.
Okay, so it doesn't matter if he goes in for the interview for the citizenship or not. He can go ahead and get married to her.
Correct. Just if he gets married, make sure that he tells the immigration officer at the citizenship interview when they say, has anything changed? because that's the first question that comes out of their mouth. Has anything changed since you filed this? And the answer is yes, I got married. Here's the information.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. All right. By the way, we don't have a lot of people on hold today. We usually have like 15, 20 people on hold.
Yeah.
But it's light immigration call. So if you have an immigration question now, I'm telling you, now's a great time to call. I don't know if it'll be a great time in 20 minutes from now.
I was going to say, this doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. It hasn't happened all of 2019.
I don't think so.
So call now. You will definitely get on. Let's go to Catherine in Brooklyn, New York. Catherine.
Hello?
How are you?
Hello?
How are you?
Good, thank you. So I've been in this country since 2001.
Right.
Yeah, and I was wondering what could be the chances of me, getting a green card or, for my status.
Where are you from?
Huh?
Where are you
Brooklyn.
from? You're from Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Okay, where are you originally from?
Hello?
Where are you originally from? You weren't born in Brooklyn because.
Oh, from Kenya. I'm from Kenya.
If you're born in Brooklyn, you wouldn't be calling me. You're from
No. Sorry, I'm sorry. Born from Kenya.
Oh, Kenya. How did you come to the United States?
Visitor visa.
Okay, and where's your family?
Actually, my parents are here. My mom and dad are here.
What's their status?
My mom just got citizenship through asylum.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And what about your dad?
My dad, my mom filed for my dad, so it's in the process.
Okay. And how old are you?
Yeah, he has a green. Huh?
How old are you?
I'm gonna be 40.
You're gonna be 40. So when your mom filed for asylum, you were over 21 already.
My mom what?
When your mom filed for asylum, you were over 21 already.
I was over 21. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. But when you came here as a child, right? How old were you when you came here?
I came here. I was
you were about
22.
You were okay. You're an adult already.
Yeah.
And have you ever tried to get a green card at any time in your life since you've been here since 1991?
No.
Never.
No.
Never in your life? You never filed anything?
Sorry?
You never filed anything with immigration?
No.
So the only thing that the Immigration Service knows about you is that you came here on a visa in 1991 and they have not seen or heard from you in almost 30 years?
No. I came in 2001.
Oh, 2001. So and they haven't seen or heard from you in 18 years, 17 years?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
What have you been doing in America?
Sorry?
What have you been doing in America?
I'm a nurse.
You're a nurse. What kind of nurse?
I'm a LPN.
An LPN.
I'm a unit manager. Yes.
You're the nursing home or hospital where you're working.
Nursing home.
They don't.
Nursing
do they know
home.
your situation?
No.
They don't know your situation. If you went to them and asked to sponsor a job, would they say to you, "You're fired"? Would they sponsor you? What do you think would happen?
Sorry?
If you went to your employer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you said to them, by the way...
Oh, yeah, I don't think, they can't. They can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
How come you're single, how come your mom has never filed for you?
Yeah, like I said, my mom, so it was a struggle for them because they filed through asylum. It was a struggle for them to fight for her citizenship, so eventually she got it last year.
But it's not a struggle to file an I-130 visa petition for you. She could have done it years ago.
Sorry?
She could have filed for you years ago.
She didn't.
I know, but she could have. If you're a permanent resident, and she became a citizen, so had to have at least gotten her green card at least 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. If she filed for you the day she got her green card, you'd have a green card today. Do you know that?
Wow. Yeah.
So, at the bare minimum, your mom needs to file for you.
My mom?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, at the bare minimum. Now, you're going to wait another 7 years. She should have done it 7 years ago.
Right.
But better late than never. What I would suggest, Catherine, is, we can go on and talk and figure out, ideas and, on, what the best route for you is. The most obvious is mom files for you. That doesn't mean it's the only route in the world. I'm just telling you that's the most obvious. Is if you want, you can have a consultation with us and we can figure out all the different routes and see which one works best.
Okay.
All right, hold on one second.
Okay.
All right. And by the way, so when people call and they say, hey, Brad, how do I get a green card?
Right.
Okay, you just saw I just spent about 6 or 7 minutes talking to this woman.
Right.
I only got about maybe 20% of the way through a consultation, maybe.
Wow.
Okay? So it's impossible to do. How do you get a green card?
Right.
Yeah.
On this show. Unless I'm going to stop everything
Stop it.
and just help this one person for the 30 minutes.
But you can't do that.
I can't do it. Okay? I was
It would be great.
trying to do it fast
Right.
for her, but I still couldn't do it. All right? So she needs a consultation. Let's go to Kim in Brooklyn. Kim.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Yes. Good evening, Brad and team. Congrats on the wonderful job you guys are doing.
Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
I received the RFE regarding my VAWA case. I submitted the evidence. They received it in December, and I still haven't got a response. Is that a norm? Is there usually a deadline as to when they will reply or make a decision?
There's no particular deadline, although I would say the norm should be that you should get some sort of response within 120 days. It's more than 120 days. Your VAWA application's been pending for how long now?
June will be 2 years.
Yeah, that's too long.
Yes.
It shouldn't take more than 12, 15 months. And all VAWA cases are taking forever. And I've said it, as Tamika Nelson I just saw say in the comment section, Brad sounds like a broken record. I'm going to be a broken record again. A visa delayed is a visa denied. They're purposely delaying your application. Maybe you'll wait 4 years. Who knows? The solution is you file a mandamus. But you only file a mandamus if you got a winning case. I don't know if you got a winning case or not unless we have a consultation. But if you got a winning case,
I don't know.
I don't know either. How would I know?
I mean,
How would
I think I gave them what they asked for, but
well, I don't know.
It's been 4 months.
I don't have
and
telepathy.
still nothing.
I don't have telepathy. So what you can do is have a consultation with me. Let's go through your entire case, see what you submitted, and if you got a winning case, you file a mandamus. That would be the solution. If you don't have a winning case, then you wait for a decision.
Okay, let's say worst case scenario, I got denied. Can I appeal or should I reapply for my VAWA case?
It depends why they denied you. If they denied you because you submitted absolutely no evidence of a bona fide marriage, no evidence of good moral character, no evidence of abuse, you're not going to appeal because you're going to lose. If they deny you because they said, you didn't put a dot on the top of the I. Now, they would never do that. I'm just making it up. But, something silly or ridiculous, then maybe you would, I don't know, maybe. It depends what the reasons are. So, but my general opinion is I'd rather refile than appeal. But if I'm going to do any sort of appeal, it's going to be into a federal court. It's not going to be to the administrative body. But hold on 1 second, okay? You're in Brooklyn, I'm in New York, you need to come see me. Hold on.
Okay, all right.
All right, hold on. All right, let's go to Stanley in Des Moines, Iowa. Stanley.
Hello?
Hi, Stanley.
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Oh, you're too low.
Too low? Stand up. Can you hear me now?
I'm hearing you.
You hear me now? Much higher
Yeah, a little
now.
bit better. Yeah, it's better.
Okay, good, much better. Okay, what's going on?
Okay, my name is Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. I came through a lottery, diversity visa.
Okay, great.
I play alone and I won alone and I decided to be straight. So I didn't include my children because the rule was on the one area you don't
why?
play with anyone, you do put on the paperwork.
Why?
So I did my citizenship and then put my kids. I got denied citizenship. I sent appeal and also got denied.
Yeah, because you lied on your visa application.
Oh, you're too low.
All right, then if you can't hear me, I can't scream and stand up. He needs a consultation. Or he has to put his volume up. How about that? How about that, Stanley?
It might be that.
It could be that. Too low. He's complaining. Hello, Stanley! You hear me now?
You
hear me now? I'm screaming my head off for you. You lied on the visa application. That's why you were denied.
The what?
Oh, you still can't hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me? You lied on the visa application, on your visa lottery. You didn't say about your children. So then when you filed your citizenship and then you mentioned children, immigration said, WTF, where did these children come from? You didn't tell us about children. I'm going to lose my voice.
Yeah, you are.
You really are.
And I'm gonna
You
lose
need
my
help,
hearing.
Stanley. Both.
Yeah,
You gotta
I'm
get your
hearing
ears.
you now.
Okay, you gotta get your ears checked, and you need an immigration lawyer. Hold on. I can't scream anymore. I can't scream anymore. Marge says it's low for real.
Yeah.
It's low for real. Oh well, then I'm sorry, Stanley. I thought it was just him. I thought it was just Stanley.
So you have now just yelled at Stanley.
I just yelled at Stanley, and apparently it's us. Tamika Nelson's in tears right now. Tamika Nelson's in tears. She's terrified.
I would really like to say it's not us, it's you, Brad.
Sorry, Stanley.
Cordella says I'm turning red. Thank God I'm not turning orange.
Right,
If I'm turning orange, I would be turning into Trump.
Sophia said you're crazy, Brad.
Yes. All right, let's go to Glenn in Brooklyn. Glenn.
Hello?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm wonderful.
What's going on?
Yeah, the question I want to ask is, if, I came here on a visiting visa, right?
All right.
For like 4 years ago. And then, now my wife, she's a permanent resident. So I want to know if, because if we're supposed to put in the papers, before to file the I-130 before, she's going to be...
How long has she been a resident?
4 years. She's gonna be next year, next year May.
Put in the papers, because next year May she'll file her citizenship, and who knows how long citizenship will take next year, and who knows if she'll ever become a citizen. And right now, if you file, it's a two and a half year wait for a green card. So if you file right now, it may be faster than waiting on her citizenship. I don't know.
Okay, because
obviously you wanted to become a citizen, because then you could adjust here rather than doing a provisional waiver to go home and come back. But what happens if she never becomes a citizen? Get something in. File. The answer is yes, file.
Okay, so that's what you know, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Karen in Little Rock, Arkansas. Karen. Kareem, excuse me. Can't read. Kareem.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, sir. How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Yeah, sir. I have a very, very big issue.
What?
And the issue I have is actually my interview is actually this Friday. And I got married to my wife September 2018, and eventually she packed out of my house yesterday.
Why?
Just a few days from the interview.
Why?
On the basis that she said we've been having issues lately. We've been trying to settle our differences and all that. And I try to make up with her. And I entered this marriage with good faith.
Kareem.
Sir.
What? She know the interview was in 5 days?
This interview is just on Friday.
Did she on Friday she finds out there's an interview, and on Saturday she leaves you?
Friday she finds out there's an interview this Friday. And she left yesterday.
Okay, so she
finds
out.
Left my house yesterday. She said she's not interested in doing it again.
She finds out.
She does. Yeah.
She finds out there's an interview. There's an interview, and then she leaves you. That's pretty cruel.
And then she leaves me after she has agreed that she's gonna go with me. Everything has been going fine.
She knows. She could have left 4 days later, and you could have got through.
I don't know why she did that though, because
what was that? Well, she did because she's a cruel lady. She's a cruel. I'm talking over everybody today. She's a cruel lady. That's why she did it. Why else would you do that? If she had any love for you, if she had any love for you, if she had any respect for you, she wouldn't have done it. Even if you were fighting.
Yes, sir.
Even if you were fighting, she would have said. Even if you were fighting, she would. I just keep talking over people. Even if you were fighting, she would have said, "Okay, I'll stay for 4 or 5 more days. It's not the end of the world."
Right.
Okay. So she's a cruel lady. She's a cruel lady. What did she do cruel to you? That in itself is not enough for cruel treatment for a VAWA case. But did she do other cruel things? Because I'm sure she did. Because anybody who would literally, you know what, we're fighting, I'm here in the house, we're fighting, I'm here in the house, I know I'm sponsoring my spouse, we're not getting along, but here I am, voila, the interview's in a week, bye, I'm leaving. Bye, goodbye.
Yes.
I mean, that's cruel. What else did she do to you? What else did she do to you?
That's what she did to me, and I found out that it was negative family influences that actually occurred, because everything has been going on right between us till she started listening to some outside people talking blah blah blah. It shouldn't help him, and I don't know,
Well,
so I don't know what to do right now. Either I should withdraw.
The only thing you can do, she withdrew it.
She said she wants to withdraw.
All right, so she's gonna. If she withdraws, you don't show up, or you show up without her, you're getting put in deportation. So you have three choices.
Okay, sir.
3 choices. Go straighten out your life with her and get her back in your home. 2, file an abuse case if there was abuse. If there's not, then you can't. Or 3, get a quick divorce and fall in love again. Those are your 3 choices.
How long can I get a divorce for?
I don't know how long a divorce takes in Arkansas.
I told my attorney about it. My attorney said she doesn't want to extend, so she wants to withdraw. So I have to withdraw as well. And if I withdraw,
you're going to be put in deportation.
I might be put in deportation process, and I don't want that to happen to me. I don't know what else to do.
I just told you what you need to do. Okay, so you can't pity yourself for the position you're in.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you got it.
She actually left my house.
Kareem, be quiet. Kareem, strength, man, strength. Okay, you got 3 choices. Don't think there's an emotional brain and a logical brain. Think logical a second. You got 3 choices. What am I going to do? Am I going to get eaten by the lion? No, the lion's not going to eat you because you're going to be smart. You got 3 choices. Get her back in the house, go on your interview and get a green card. Get divorced, fall in love with somebody else. Perhaps if she was cruel enough to leave you a week before your interview after she finds out there's an interview, perhaps there was more cruelty. Perhaps you can put together a VAWA case. I don't know. Use your brain. Right. Use your logic. Use your strength, man. Hold on. All right. Sounds like he's going to fall apart there.
Yeah. It's true life stuff. Yeah.
Gotta build him up a little bit. That's right. All right. Yasmin in Southport, North Carolina. Yasmin. All right. Yasmin don't hear. Let's go to, I can pronounce this, Babatunde in Gallup, New Mexico.
Babatunde. He's Nigerian.
Okay,
so.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, yeah, so my issue is I came into the U.S. with a tourist visa, that's a B visa.
Right.
And then I overstayed by 2 months, and then I filed a which is I-140. So the I-140 was approved, my EAD and advanced parole was approved. So now I want to travel back to Nigeria for 3 weeks.
Good. Enjoy your trip.
So I want to know if it's safe to travel
for 3
on an advanced parole.
It's safe to travel. I generally tell people 2 weeks. You want to be 3 weeks. It's not the end of the world. You want to be 100% safe, go 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right.
So 2 weeks is safer than going
2 weeks,
the whole 3 weeks?
100% safe. 2 weeks, 100% safe. Enjoy your trip.
Okay. So, and then because, Trump now is saying he's going to start war against people overstaying. Well, if probably at the CBP I run into problems
you don't have to worry. Your application's in. You don't have to worry about what Trump's doing to you.
Okay. So what if, let's say, the worst case is
the worst case scenario is you end up like Kareem. Your wife leaves you 3 days before an interview. That's the worst case scenario. Hold on 1 second, but you can travel. You need help? Hold on. All right. The worst case scenario is your wife leaves you 3 days before an interview. And then you're totally
scenario.
PHUCKED.
With a PH.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, let's go to Dolly in Queens. With a what? What'd you say?
He goes.
What? Phuket. Well, I don't know why.
I'm just kidding, guys.
All right.
I'm so sorry. I just let him under the radar. Sorry. I'm fine. I'm
We're
fine.
ready?
You may resume.
It in my hand too,
Yeah, I know. It was throwaway. I'm sorry. Please continue, Brad. You're fine.
Dolly, you're on immigration. What's your question?
Hi, Brad. Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm okay. One question. My little brother, his father petitioned him, so the embassy, they sent him a letter stating that they receive all his documents and they're awaiting an interview appointment overseas, and it's been like about 7 months now.
What? It's been 7 months, and his documents are at the embassy.
Yeah. He waiting for an interview for them to call him to go in for the interview.
Who is sponsoring who?
His dad.
Is he over 21 or under 21?
He is over 21.
What is his priority date?
His that was in I think his priority date is 2013.
Okay, and his dad is citizen or a resident?
A resident.
Okay, I don't think they reached 2013 yet. Let me double check. And that's probably the reason why he has not been called. They are up to October 22nd, 2012, which is why they haven't called yet. So they've got to wait for the priority dates to be reached. Do you understand the process of a priority date?
No, they didn't. They said he's gonna hear within 3 months.
So you don't understand anything. So let me explain something to you. If in fact the priority date is 2013, which I don't know for a fact of whether it is or not, I have no idea. This is what you just told me. Father filed in 2013. They are processing cases October 22nd, 2012. That means people who filed on or before October 22nd, 2012 are getting their green cards. If your father filed in 2013, maybe it's 3 months, maybe it's 6 months. You got to wait for those dates to be reached. Hold on. And if you guys don't understand the concept of priority date, you don't understand lots of things about going on with immigration, come see me. You need a good lawyer. You're in Queens. I'm in New York. Guess what? I'm 30 minutes away. Hold on. Maybe 40 minutes, depending on traffic. Christopher in McAllen, Texas. Christopher.
Yes, hello?
How are you?
Yes, I'm good. How are you doing?
Wonderful. What's up?
Okay, so I have a question. We are currently have an E2 or investor's visa.
Mm-hmm. Didn't I speak with you before?
Now,
I spoke to your wife the other day, right?
No. This is
somebody else.
This is my first time.
Was your wife called yesterday?
I'm not sure. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
This is my first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So basically, what we're asking, would there be a conflict of interest because my wife is currently being petitioned by her employer?
No, it's
as
perfectly
a
fine.
EB3 visa?
It's fine. You have the E2. Your wife's on the work permit. I did speak to her yesterday, unless there's two Filipinos from McAllen, Texas with the same immigration problem.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just a coincidence,
Yes.
though.
All right. So you can
one
get
of-
sponsored in a job while you're on your E2. And I even remember the question because you came on an L1 visa first, right?
No, we go directly here as an investor's
okay.
visa.
There's two Filipinos on E2s in McAllen, Texas. Yeah, boom.
Yeah. So now, what's going to happen if ever that the EB3 is not coming up because if our E2 visa is about to expire? Do we have to renew our E2?
Yes, you have to renew and stay in status on the E2 until you get your green cards.
But isn't that going to create a conflict with immigration?
No, because you have a dual intent there.
Oh, no. There's nothing to do with the ongoing EB3?
No.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Okay. Let's go to Andy in Atlanta. Andy.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing, Bert?
What's going on?
Hey, I'm doing good. Hey, I'm married in 2012.
What happened in 2012?
I'm married in 2012. My wife is U.S. citizen.
Okay, where are you from, Andy?
And I got my... Hello?
Where are you from?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I do. Where are you from?
I'm from India.
You're from India. Okay. And you got married, and your wife's a citizen, and what happened?
Okay, I got the 2-year green card. Then after I filed I-751 on 2014. And then after, still my file is pending. And I did the citizenship interview after 5 years old in last month.
Okay.
And the officer said the decision cannot wait. So I got confused what's going on with my
Well,
case.
you have a pending I-751. You filed your citizenship, and now you got everything pending. So you got to wait. You have to wait 120 days. Wait 120 days from the citizenship interview for a decision. If you don't have a decision within 120 days, you're going to come see us, and we're going to file a mandamus and an APA claim against the government to approve your I-751 and your citizenship simultaneously.
Okay, so like my 751 has been pending almost more than four.
Correct.
four and
Which,
a half
right,
years.
which is why you filed your citizenship. You're going to wait 90 more days. Let immigration do the right thing. If they don't do the right thing after 120 days, you're going to pull you can even actually, after 120 days of a interview, you don't even have to file a mandamus. You can file what's called a de novo review right into federal court, take everything out of the hands of the immigration service and put it in a federal judge. And it's not even a federal judge telling the immigration service to make a decision. In this particular case, in a de novo review, it would be a federal judge saying, here's your citizenship.
Okay, and also one more thing, like on that interview date, on the citizenship interview, after that my attorney submit all the documents, like last 7 years, all the joint documents, tax return and everything. But if
I just finished telling you got to wait 120 days because you got both applications pending. So they got to approve the I-751 and the N-400. But I'm sure it's a real marriage. So hold on one second, okay? Let's go to Guido in Delaware. Guido. Let's go to Yasmin in Southport, North Carolina. Yasmin.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. My husband and I are in the process of filing our I-751 to remove the conditions off of his green card.
Right.
And what I want to know is if we would need to compile a packet of information to basically verify our marriage and send it with the I-751, or would we wait until the interview?
No, send everything. Back up a truck. So you need to prove it's a bona fide marriage. How do you prove it's a bona fide marriage? You have a joint financial relationship and you live together. So every document that you have to show you live together, you submit. Everything that you show a joint financial relationship, you submit. So and you submit it for the entire period of time from the time he got his green card to the present. So in other words, if you have a joint bank account since the day he got his green card, don't submit the last statement, submit the last 2 years of statements as an example. All right? But submit as much as you can.
All right, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Let's go back to Guido in Newcastle, Delaware. Guido, it's your last chance. Guido, come on,
Hello?
Guido. There you go. Come on, I was holding my breath for you. Quickly, we're running late. Quickly, what's your question? Oh, Guido, you can't cook and call us. One or the other. All right, Guido. We tried, Guido. I really tried. Multiple times.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go to something we like to call, Yonathan, Yo-Yo, Elias, and Belgium Kim.
Yeah.
Something we like to call social media check-in. All right, what do we got?
All right. Our first one comes from Sharon. I have a question regarding my 10-year permanent green card. I'm confused. I got it in 2014, but the expiring date is 2026. Is it supposed to be 2024? Did I count it right?
She got it when?
She got it in 2014, but the expiring date is 2016. So 2026.
Yeah,
So
they probably made an error, but it's 10 years.
Okay,
It's not 12.
So she doesn't have to do anything different. She
just renew her green card and become a citizen before the 2024. Renew your green card in 2024.
All right.
We've got a question from Lisa Johnson, who said, I filed an I-130 with the USCIS for my husband, who is in St. Kitts, on June 4th of 2018. It's now April of 2019. Now it's May. And I had to file an over normal processing time form. And then 2 weeks ago, they sent me an email apologizing for the delay. What do you think's going on? I'm scared because it was the fact that it's taking so long and everyone else's petition is coming through is making me really nervous.
I think what's going on is Donald Trump's the president, Stephen Miller's his advisor, William Barr's the U.S. Attorney General, and they don't like immigrants, especially dark-skinned ones from the Caribbean. They're delaying everything. A visa delayed is a visa denied. That's what's going on. They are waiting you out, thinking, you know what, if we wait you out long enough, maybe the marriage will end. Maybe you'll get tired of waiting for a green card. They are waiting you out. And your husband deserves a green card. Not 5 years from the time you file, but immediately from the time you file, which is why they call it immediate relatives. There's no waiting time, no waiting list. File a mandamus or wait. Those are your choices.
All right, Tate has a question. How can I go about extending my visitor's visa, and what can I do to get an upgrade to a work visa?
I don't know about upgrade to a work visa, but you file an I-539 to extend your visitor's visa for 6 months, and you have to show the intent that you don't want to work, and that you have an affidavit of support to support you here because you're not working, and a return plane ticket.
The very smart Kahai left her question very first today. As soon as we went live, she put this question. That means that she immediately got her question answered, you guys. Kahai wanted to know, how often does USCIS give an info pass appointment to an attorney? And if I put married on my form when I go to the embassy back home, how would that affect my present filing where my spouse is filing for me?
Well, info pass appointments are open to the public just like attorneys. It's not like attorneys have their own special website to go to. But what happens with attorneys, if they can't get an info pass appointment, is they're usually in the immigration service anyway about other matters and can probably kind of like sneak around and speak to somebody that you otherwise wouldn't be able to.
All right, our next one comes from Talise Carter, saying, hey Brad, my U.S. citizen husband filed an I-130 for my 4 kids in Jamaica. Does he have to sign the affidavit for each child, or can he sign one affidavit for everyone?
No, one affidavit for each child.
Okay, and he doesn't make enough money for the sponsor. So the follow-up is, do I get separate packages for each child?
Correct.
All kids are under 18 years old.
Yes, a separate affidavit for each child and a separate co-sponsor for each child.
And like I said, they're all under 18 years old. Priority date is April 13, 2019. How long before the kids can come to the U.S.?
I don't have a crystal ball, but it's taking a year to a year and a half.
Okay.
Bali Abe said, how long can you wait for filing an affidavit of support based on cousins marrying each other? Is there a timing from supporting for a family member, and is it going to change?
It's a cousin, kissing cousins can sponsor each other. We came up with that before, right?
Right.
Yes, we have.
And it's the same rules for affidavits of support for kissing cousins as it is for cousins 6 generations removed.
So the fact that...
Not generations, 6 degrees of separation.
Right, 6 degrees.
Right.
So it doesn't matter the fact that they are cousins or not. It's going to be a regular spouse
Correct.
filing for another.
Correct.
Isha says, when to expect receipt of notice from USCIS after filing I-130 and I-485?
Within a couple weeks.
We've got a question from G. Knight, who said, I filed my taxes as single while I was married. My interview for naturalization based on 3 years is on May 28th, and some lawyers have told me that it's going to be denied even if I make the amendment. What do you say, and what should I do?
Why is it going to be denied? What do you do with him?
Because he filed his taxes as single even though he's been married.
No, change it right now. You just realized you made a mistake and you amended it. All good.
Dion Watson has a question asking for her cousin. Her daughter is here. She's undocumented. Her Jamaican passport expires. Is it going to be a problem for her to renew it?
Why is it going to be a problem for her to renew? I'm sorry.
She's asking because her cousin's daughter is here undocumented, and her Jamaican
Jamaica doesn't care that you're undocumented. They're here to help Jamaican citizens. They'll renew the passport.
We've got a question from Genesis. It's actually a three-parter.
Oh,
Genesis said, I've got a combo card and I had it expedited through a job offer and I no longer want to take the job for personal reasons. I want to travel. Is it okay to use it for a different job? Is it okay to travel if I just got it through the job offer but aren't going to take the job? And I also want to know if I can get a job 2 hours away from my house that I can commute to, or is that going to raise a red flag if I work in another state 2 hours from our home? For example, living in Long Island, but working in Philadelphia.
As long as you're back sleeping in Long Island every night, and you don't mind a 2-hour commute, that's fine. But if you're going to be living in a different city or state than your spouse, big problem. As far as traveling and going to a different job, by all means, go do what you want.
Bradford Hicks says, is it true that USCIS officers check your Facebook? And
Yes, they do.
They do.
Yes, they absolutely do.
All right. And 2, can you use your Facebook as help to prove a real bona fide marriage
Well, you're
or
not
relationship?
going to pull out your phone and say, here's my pictures, but they're certainly going to look at it. So they have an idea before you walk in.
Ryan Clark said, I've got an email from CEAC stating that my online immigrant visa and alien registration application form has been submitted. What does this mean and what's next?
CEAC. And it said, CEAC says what?
CEAC is the Consular Electronic Application Center.
And what does it say?
And they're saying that his online immigrant visa and alien registration form have been submitted. What does it mean and what's next?
I have no idea what the CEAC is. Is it the...
It looks,
what is it?
Yeah, it looks like it's with the State Department.
Oh, maybe from the National Visa Center.
Yes.
Okay, so that next step is the fee bills. You're going to pay the fee bills. Then you're going to do an affidavit of support. You're going to do your biographic data on the DS-230. You're going to do, maybe this is new. I don't know. I've never been to the CEAC website.
Yeah.
But maybe it's been around for 10 years. What do I know? I'm never on the internet anyway. Except when I do this show. But you're going to get your fee bills. You're going to get your affidavits of support. You have to fill out your DS-230, get your police certificates, all that stuff before you get scheduled for an interview.
All right, last one for now is Isha Sasay saying, if a mistake has been made on an I-130, how can it be corrected after being sent to the email or send mail to USCIS?
You're not going to correct it till immigration asks you to correct it. Just hold off and hang out, and then if they ask a question about it, you'll come back and fix it.
All right.
And with that, you may remember yesterday we had spoken with Hugh Nguyen. He was born in Saigon in 1967 to a GI American who was fighting in the Vietnam War, and to a Vietnamese lady. The Vietnamese lady got pregnant through the GI serviceman. After she gave birth, she went back to the army base to say, hey, I want to introduce you to your son. And the mother was told, sorry, the father died in combat. They ultimately left Vietnam on the last boat, the last plane before the fall of Saigon. And Hugh grew up never knowing he had a father and became pretty successful. Let's watch. Hugh Nguyen was born in Saigon in 1967 in the middle of the Vietnam War. His mother knew almost nothing about his U.S. military father. Hugh fled his home country in 1975, one day before the fall of Saigon, with his family, and came to America with thousands of other refugees on the SSS Midway, U.S. Navy rescue mission. Here to talk about his migration journey and quest to find his father is Hugh Nguyen. Welcome, Hugh, and thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me here today, Brett.
Were you aware as a child that your dad was an American?
Yes, growing up as an Immiration, that's what we were called. It was tough in Vietnam, right? But you know what? I learned a lot. I learned to be a strong person with a lot of love in my family. And so toward the end of the war, when I was 7.5 years old, my aunt who worked at the American Embassy found out that she was allowed to bring some family members over to America. When we got to the airport, all of a sudden, the airport got bombed. The Republic of Vietnam, thinking that they didn't want the communists to land at the airport, they bombed the airport.
Do you remember being scared?
Oh, yeah. I heard a lot of shooting around. I saw soldiers who were hurt, bleeding from being shot. And so I remember that day clearly when they took us in the back of the airport area and helicopters started coming in.
You came with no money, I assume?
Nothing.
You didn't know where you were going to live?
Nope.
Didn't speak English?
Did not speak English.
Was it tough growing up as a child here, not knowing the language, maybe looking a little different?
We were the first Vietnamese family to come to El Centro, California. So to learn to speak English and also to adjust, I looked different again, Brad. And so I would get picked on because I didn't speak English well, right?
Right.
And so it was tough. Yeah, it was tough. But you know what? I started just as an early age, I learned not to give up and just to keep going forward and stand my ground. And I started participating in sports, started making some good friends. And so it helped out a lot. But yeah, it was tough being teased at all the time.
And now you've grown into this great success. You've eventually become the first elected Vietnamese American to become a county clerk recorder. Now tell me, what does the county clerk recorder do?
It's a very important office, Brad. I safeguard and protect all records for all 3.3 million residents in Orange County. So we issue birth certificate, death certificate, marriage certificate. People who wants to become a notary, they filed their bond with us. And I have archive records back to 1889 when the County of Orange became the County of Orange. We have a big population, Brad, in Orange County for Vietnamese American. And our community is so powerful. I mean, what I mean by that is they work so hard. They give it all they got. There's a lot of business owners. There's a lot of successful people. I see teachers and police officers, and I'm just so proud of our community, right? Every time I go down there, they're proud of me, and I'm proud of them. But we do work hard, and we give it all we got because I think we know that we had nothing, Brad. So coming over, we had to work hard.
Do you have ambition for a higher office? I assume you're very happy in your position now.
No, sir. I'm good where I'm at.
You're good where you're at.
Yeah, I have 25 years. I get recruited all the time to run for Congress and Assembly and Senate here in Orange County to represent the Vietnamese community. But you know what, Brad? I'm good at. I have the experience to do this job, and I'm good at I'm really good at what I do, and I enjoy it. It's not about the next level of the power. It's about enjoying what I do.
So Hugh made a pretty good success of himself, and we saw that all yesterday. But he still never found his father, who he thought was dead from the Vietnam War.
Right.
Now, this story is only exciting because probably we know what's going to happen next about the father. Let's see how Hugh found out about his father and how that reunion went and how it all went down. Let's watch. With all this success, what made you decide in 2015 to go look for your father?
Growing up all my life, it was tough. I played a lot of sport competitively in high school and was pretty good at it. But I always had that missing piece in my heart. Not having parents there to support me, Brad, it was so tough. I wonder how he looked, how he sounded like. So growing up, I always thought about someday hoping to find my dad, but not until 2015 when I was in more of the spotlight. Now people pay attention a little bit. I was at an event one day, and a newspaper writer from the OC Register says, Hugh, you're in charge of everybody's record from birth, death, and marriage, and you don't even know who your father is. I want to write an article about you. I told him, thanks for reminding me. Great. And so at that moment, he wrote a really nice article on the OC Register. And then Channel 7 News, ABC, picked it up. And so Eileen interviewed me, and she did an amazing story. And I said, well, I know I've been wanting to find my dad all my life, but now I'm going to really go after it, right? It took me a year, and I submitted my DNA to Ancestry. It took almost a year and a half, almost 2 years, Brad, to even get some close call to finding my dad. People say it's easy on Ancestry. It's not that easy.
You had to hope that somebody else who was a close relative of yours matched the DNA, because that would be the only way you would ever be able to start tracking down your father.
You're absolutely right. When I first submitted, I got an email back with my DNA result, and I finally knew that I was Irish, Great Britain, and other nationality that I didn't know about, right? All I knew was I was Vietnamese, because based on my mom. And then they send you a list of all cousins and fourth cousin, fifth cousins, and then I got a few second cousin. Now we're talking. Imagine you getting an email from me, Brad. My name is Hugh Nguyen. I was born in Vietnam. I'm looking for my dad who served in Vietnam. I hope you can help me because I'm told you're my cousin.
Right.
So I had a few really bad experiences. One, some guy told me, I can't disrupt my family. why are you bothering me? And I said, I don't want anything. I just want to know who my father is. And I had this other case before I found my dad. She was like, my dad would not do that. And I said, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to accuse your dad of doing anything, but I just want to find my father. She said, if I find out anything, I will reach back to you. And she took her DNA test, Brad, and she called me and she says, we're not related. And I told my wife, thank God she's not related to me, because she was so mean to me, Brad.
Oh my God. A lot of people were unhappy to find out that they possibly had a relative who was born out of wedlock in Vietnam.
I had a few. Yes,
Yeah.
I got to tell you that. I started giving up a little bit. Right. And so my wife said, just hang in there. Last year in June, I got a hit with a lady named Sherry Stokes, and she was my second cousin. So I sent her an email, and she contacted me a month later, and she said, you know, I believe I know who your father is. And I said, okay, that's awesome. And so we started talking, and she says, I'm going to contact Roy, and I'm going to tell him that it looks like the match, because she asked me where I was born, what year I was born. And so she can find out when he was stationed there. First, he said he wasn't sure if it was him. And so she called me back. She says, I'm sorry to break your heart, but he said no. And I said, come on, Sherry. I said, how can it be? How am I matched to you? Right? And so she said, all right, we'll give him a couple of days to think about it. Right. And she called him back, and he says, I think so, maybe. He wanted to talk to me personally. We made the connection. We spoke for the first time. I told him, Brad, right off the bat, I said, I don't want anything from you. I don't need anything from you. I just want to know who my father is.
Right.
And so he asked me to send him a picture of my mother. And so I sent it to him, and he said, yeah, I think I might have been with her. And so I was so excited, Brad. I was like, oh, my God, it might be, my dream might come true to find my dad. He's a very loving guy. He says, I'm coming down next week to see you. And I'm like, wait a minute, let's take a test first. And so I hire a company, Brad, to do a DNA for my dad and myself. I waited 1 week. I got the result, and it was 99.995% that he was my father. I found out before he came down. I told my wife, if he's not related to me, I'm not hanging out with him. And so it was
right. I mean, I understand, right.
She's like, you can't do that. I said, no, I know. It was a blessing, and I cried. I cried of happiness, that void in my heart to finally find my dad. And I called him, and he was very happy about it. And he knew that I was his son.
Roy, thank you for coming on. When you were in Vietnam, obviously you had a relationship, whatever, to the extent with Hugh's mom, but you had no idea when you left Vietnam that you left behind a pregnant woman, right?
Nope, had no idea.
What was your reaction when your cousin Sherry called?
The first time she asked me if there's any chance that I could have had a son in Vietnam, and I said, no, heck. And then a little bit later, she come back, I guess it's probably 2 or 3 weeks later, she came back and said, are you sure, or do you know any other relatives that might get over there? And I said, well, when was he born? She told me the train in December, and I had left in May. There were those people, when she come out to the base, asked about me. I wasn't there. I'd done left.
You were already married when you went to Vietnam. You had a child before you left for Vietnam. You have 22 grandkids, 20 great-grandchildren. What did the family say when they heard about you?
So obviously the first thing I had to do was get my wife, lay it out for her. Then I got my children together, laid it out for them. Then I went to my church family, I told them. Then I got all the grandkids together, told them.
You've been married for, I guess, 50 plus years now, right? What was your wife's reaction?
She wasn't exactly pleased,
right?
But we had to do the right thing.
At what point did it become obvious to you, this is my son, I don't even need to take a DNA test?
Sherry being his cousin, then Anthony Patterson, another cousin, showed up, and the date showed up. It just appeared that it.
Right, that there would be nobody else in the family. How else? You were the only one there in Vietnam, right?
Exactly.
After the DNA test came back, what was your reaction?
Well, obviously it was shocking, but it is what it is, and I'm happy.
How long did it take for the two of you to get together, to see each other?
Not very long. I was out there, and I think the first time in September, me and my Andrew, my son, we flew out for a quick visit to meet the family.
And when you met, did you hug? Did you shake hands?
No, there was hugging. Then met his family and Lorena and Gabriel, Stephen, and it was awesome. I said earlier when I first started talking to you and his family that even if this didn't pan out and I was not his father, I still want to get together with him. My wife has been out there to visit. He loves him, and my daughter went with me.
You know, Hugh has your DNA, but other than that, you didn't raise him for 50 years. You didn't know him at all. When you met, did you find that you had any similarities?
Yeah, I got a few. He was a great basketball player. You know, I was pretty good when I was in high school. And after I heard what he accomplished, I wasn't very good. He's just a great human being, period. Proud to have him for a son.
We discovered you because you made a big press announcement about this, Hugh, and the two of you were on courthouse steps. You invited the press. What made you want to come public and tell the world about this?
Well, for me, it was important because, first of all, Channel 7 did a story when I was searching for my dad. And I just felt so overwhelmed that I wanted to let people know that it can be a miracle. I mean, after 50 years, to find my dad and he's still alive is an amazing feeling. Brenda, his wife, and my sister and my brothers now, it's a very loving family, and they love my children and my wife, and we love them in return. So it's been amazing, Brad. In December for my birthday, he surprised me, and he came down to visit me. He missed 50 years of my birthday, and he said, I'm not missing another one. And so that was very touching, emotional for me. And then in January, I took my family down to Cookeville, Tennessee, and they had a reunion, and we met everybody, Brad, the whole family. I have a lot of nephew and nieces, not that I didn't know about.
Everybody welcomed you as you were part of the family. Nobody kind of shunned you away or anything?
No, absolutely not. My brother, he passed away, right, Roy? And so his children asked me if I can go with them to his grave to meet their dad. And I said, absolutely. There's no way I'm missing that. And so that was really emotional for me and my family.
Mm-hmm. And the two of you have also gone to the Vietnam Memorial in Little Saigon. Was it emotional going to the Vietnam War Memorial?
It was the first time for me to get back on the ship, USS Midway, which is a museum in San Diego now. And so to be on that ship with over 4,000 refugees and to see the captain, he's still alive, very emotional day for us. And I went around and gave all the U.S. Navy men a hug. And I was 7.5 years old, Brad, so I thank them all. And to be able to speak to the group, I got to speak and gave a speech. Yeah, it was a beautiful, amazing day.
Did you remember the ship at all?
Bits and pieces. We slept down below at the deck. That I remember. They had really good food on that ship when we landed.
And have you been back, Roy? Do you have memories of Vietnam? Do you ever want to go back to Vietnam?
No, I really don't have any desire to go back. Did what we had to do.
Right.
We could.
Hugh, have you ever been back to Vietnam?
No, I have not. I want to someday.
Hugh, your mom is here in the United States now. Did she support you in helping look for Roy?
She had no opinion. Told me, why you want to look? I said, because I need to know. And thank God he is alive, because I never thought, my dad would be alive, but he is, and I'm so happy about that.
Hugh, you had a younger sister, Linda, and Linda is well here in the United States. Roy is not her dad, correct? It would be impossible. He's not. It would be impossible because Roy was already out of Vietnam. Did she ever look for her father?
Yes, I convinced her to do the ancestry test also. She has connected with who she believes is her dad, but he passed away like 5 years ago. Her grandfather, his dad, is still alive. So I think she's planning to go to Michigan, soon, to do a DNA to make sure that the grandfather, his son, is her dad.
Right, and then she would know that her father had passed. So at least she has some closure there as well. You said there was 25,000 Amero-Asians that were born to a Vietnamese woman and an American soldier. Many are in the United States, many are in Vietnam. Would you suggest to all of them to go search? Do you think it's more of a personal thing?
It's sad for me to see that only less than 5% of the immigrations have found their father. Thank God for our situation with my dad. It turned out to be really good. But a lot of us, immigration, just want to know who our father is. But I think a lot of people, Brad, are scared that, maybe the immigration children want something, or it's a disruption to the family. I mean, if you really think about it, the only thing I can say is good things can come out and can happen, just like my father and I would tell all the veterans, don't be scared.
Well, Hugh and Roy, it's amazing, beautiful story. It's sad in a way that it took you 50 years, but as you said, it's better late than never. Tell me what the American dream means to you and if you feel that you've achieved it. Roy, I'll start with you.
Well, of course, I'm 72 years old now. I've had a good life. I've got a great family, great wife. I've had a good job. I pretty well did what I enjoyed doing most of my life. So I'm good.
For me, it's the freedom, democracy, freedom of speech, and to have an opportunity to live in this great country and to be where I'm at. It's a blessing that if you work hard, you can become anything you want to be. And so for me, and having a great family, and now that I found my dad, I feel that it's a great American dream for me in this great country, Brad.
Because of this DNA, I have found a sister that I never knew.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, DNA history. Don put in a good word for us. They are to get me and you to do them a commercial.
Thank you very much, both of you, for coming on. I really appreciate your time, and it is a beautiful story.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, that was a nice story.
Aww,
maybe we do more of those stories if Ancestry.com or 23andMe want to come aboard. Wink, wink.
Gretchen Live, sponsored by Ancestry.com.
Yes. With that, we got to go to our speed round. We're going to put 6.5 minutes on the clock. We have 31 questions. Are you guys ready? We had a lot of time to rest.
That's actually true.
Yes. All right, ready? Kim, you're in the middle of the 6. There you go. Thank you very much. Now everyone can see.
No, I'm not.
All right.
Elias Grant said, when someone who legally entered the U.S. files an I-485, does USCIS go back and review their tourist visa applications?
Yes.
Tyra, when do I start counting the days after filing Form I-130, I-485, and I-765, the receipt to date? Or after I do my biometrics, how long before I get approval? Also, how long before I can file a mandamus?
5.5 months from the time you get your receipt with the receipt date on your adjustment application. You should get your work permit. If you don't get an interview within 12 months, you should file a mandamus.
Ken said, I filed a petition a little early because of the backlog to remove the 2-year conditions on my green card, and USCIS said I was too early. Should I resubmit within the right time frame, or is that a usual thing?
No, resubmit within the normal time frame within the 90 days.
And also, if an F1 visa student gets pregnant and births a child in the U.S., is the child a citizen by default?
Yes.
Sexy Shan says, what form should I file or should you file when applying for a green card? U.S. citizen, I'm asking for a family member. He's in Florida. He married last week. And his citizen
I-485, I-130, I-765, I-864, I-131, I-130, I-130A.
We've got a question from D. Bean, who said, when applying for a waiver for green card through marriage, is it also possible to apply for advanced parole?
Yes.
Tanya, is that it?
Follow up. At the same time applying for an I-130?
Yes.
Great.
Tanya, when your PW gets approved, you got to go home to get your green card. Where do you do the medical?
At home.
D said, on my husband's W-2 form for his job, it says single, but we've been filing taxes jointly for 2 years. Will that be a problem when I go to Barbados for a green card?
No, but he should change it.
Ismailia says, how long does it take to get a work permit after submitting it with your adjustment of status in Texas?
5.5 months.
KM said, I filed an N-400 in 2015 and I was scheduled 4 times for interviews and all postponed, all saying we don't have your file. What do you suggest to do and can you help?
Mandamus, I can help.
Tommy, I have an AP. Can I travel to other countries?
Yes.
Do I fly with my wife, U.S. citizen, or can I fly on my own? I work for an airline.
You can fly on your own.
Also, with AP, my country of birth requires a Canadian visa. Will I need to get one? I've heard some of the cases people let in without the visa.
You need a visa.
Mary says, I came here with my 2 children from the Philippines in April of 2016 through a marriage visa. My concern is about my son. We sent him back to the Philippines on June 7th of 2016 for school, but he wasn't able to reapply for a re-entry permit because at that time I didn't have any knowledge about immigration. He's more than 2 years in the Philippines now, and on January 2018 I applied for a petition to remove our conditions, and I got a notice that our application was transferred to the Nebraska office and that my son needs to do his biometrics. He's not here in the U.S. How can he do it?
Do an SB1 visa. He has to come back and then do a reentry permit.
Philip Ross, my bro lost his conditional green card. What should he do when he wants to travel?
File an I-90 and get a new green card.
Queen Bee said, if a father is filing for his adult daughter, but she already lives in the United States, how long will the filing take, and or will it affect the filing?
It takes about 7 to 8 years. You would have to do a provisional waiver, the PW, go home and come back.
Jean says, if my conditional green card expires on August 16th this year, when should I send my paperwork? Beginning of June or end of May?
90 days before August 16th.
Tony said, I've been in the U.S. for 3 years with a B1, B2 visa, and my mom is a U.S. citizen who filed for me. Will I need a waiver when my priority date becomes current?
Yes, unless you're 245I.
Unbreakable Cassie says, how long does it take for a minor to get a work permit, a 14-year-old who is petitioned by the mom?
5 months.
Kamar said, my wife petitioned for me, but my interview notice later came and my mom's name is on it. Is that a problem?
No, it's just probably a mistake. Go to the interview.
Mia says, I'm from Mexico. My husband petitioned for me. Priority date is June 2018. I have a combo card, but afraid to travel since I changed my first name, so my Mexican passport does not match the combo card. He's a naturalized citizen.
Well, then you need to fix your passport with the Mexican consulate.
Sudi says, is VAWA back in force yet? Please let me know.
They're accepting applications. It's not in full force yet, but it should be shortly.
Giovanni says, I'm married to a green card holder. Is it possible for her to petition for me?
Yes.
Candy said, can you travel on a combo card?
Yes.
Did you say Ahmed?
Mm-mm.
No? Are we
No,
doing it?
go for it.
Ahmed says, good evening. I took the oldest nationality of Madame Haya, entered in 2013, and Egypt fell twice, last time in 2016, and stayed for 8 months because of the process in Egypt.
Crisis. What's the question? It's a statement.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, there's a problem in Egypt. Okay, next.
Okay.
I think that he's saying that he's back in the U.S. now.
I don't understand what his question is. How do you get a green card? Come see me.
Okay.
Ismaila said, I got married to a U.S. citizen, and since December, we sent in all our applications to USCIS, but I haven't received my work permit. How long does it take to receive it in Houston, Texas?
I should get it by the end of the month.
Prince says, can a U.S. citizen file for an adult child over 21, unmarried? How long?
7 years.
John said, my asylum case was denied in 2010 by an asylum office. Right now, I've got a green card from employment. Can I travel to my home country?
You can, but I would be careful because you filed for asylum. They may question it when you come back.
Ajoke says, can someone with 10-year green card holder get married to someone without a green card?
Yep.
Rosemarie said, I filed for my adult children back in Jamaica. Between the 2 children, they've got 5 underage kids. Do I have to file single affidavits?
Yes, you do.
Ravi says, I'm applying I-130 September 2018. When I get approved, my wife and son are under, for my wife and my son who's under 21, I'm a green card holder and I'm from Georgia.
What's the question?
How long is it going to take?
How long is it going to take?
15 months.
Vice said, my I-130 got denied. They believe it's fraud because I work in a different state. What can I do?
Go live with your spouse.
Ajoke says, what's the advantages and disadvantages of married to a green card holder only?
It takes longer to get a green card.
Kahai said, on my form before I came to the U.S., I said I was married, but I was not. How will that affect my present filing?
You lied. You need a waiver.
Go.
I got one last one. Deanna said, does a father have the right to have visitation after seeing 6 years absent from the child's life?
Would need a court order.
Yeah.
Did we do it?
Did we do it? Extra one.
We did it.
And we did an extra one.
Boom. See how serious I am? I don't play around.
That's
right.
I
think we're getting closer and closer to this.
We're getting
Guinness book.
Gonna get the Guinness book. Get Guinness in, and I don't mean the beer.
I feel so good about that.
Yes. All right. Comments of the day. Comments of the day.
All right. Okay, I've got my first one from Kahai. Kahai, who said, Uncle Brad, We appreciate you. Also, Kim and Yo-Yo, you guys are amazing. Y'all bring light to a lot of people's darkness.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Wow. Kahai likes you better than me, but it's okay.
I like that.
Let's appreciate
don't
me,
feel
but
that
they
way.
love you.
Don't feel that way. She loves us all.
Okay.
All right, our second one comes from Sandra Samina saying, hello, everybody. I'm at the dentist listening with my Bluetooth. Thank you, Brad, Bernstein, Yonathan, Elias, and Kim getting me through my root canal.
Oh, wow, that hurts. That hurts.
A root canal?
That hurts. Cindy just had that this weekend. I didn't ask her how she was, but she seems smiling, so I guess she's okay.
Yeah, root canals are painful.
That's true, but I also want to know that is the ultimate share. Walking into a building with us on full blast, and they have to sit there and listen to us as you do your medical procedure. That's a real ride or die share right there.
That is.
That is truly true. We've got our next from Princess Black, who said, I leave my phone in the bathroom and I can hear Brad from my living room. I had to run for the phone.
Why then can't anybody else hear me? Princess Black hears me fine. No one else was able to hear me today.
That's a great question.
Whatever she's doing right.
Correct.
And our other one from Abigail Taylor Watson saying, love my Brad squad. Coming together is the best part of my week. Brad Bernstein and the team, please keep doing what you're doing, helping those in need. Anyone that I know that needs immigration help, I direct your way because you are truly the best.
I like it. I like it. That was really nice. All right.
I got one last one.
Yes.
I got one last one from Tanisha McNabb. He said, right now, my battery is dying, but I have to charge and listen. Hell no, I can't miss my favorite show. Brad, Kim, Yo-Yo, and the squad. Love the team.
I love it too. I love it too. Quick programming note, tomorrow we're not going to be on the air. I have another award ceremony to go to for my brother-in-law who's getting an award at Hofstra University.
Man.
So I promised the family I would be there, so I will not be able to do the show.
Right.
But we will be back live on Friday, so we'll see you in 2 days, Friday. Have a great night, everybody. So Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?